Yes, I will. Okay, we good? All right, peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings. Welcome to the October 6th Human Services Committee for Manhattan Community Board 11. My name is Isaac Scott, and I'm the chair. Tonight we are joined, this meeting is called to order at 6:07 p.m. Tonight we are joined by Khalid Nixon, the staff liaison to our committee. In order to conduct an efficient meeting, let's observe a few ground rules. No one may speak until granted the floor. CB11 members, if you have a question about board business or wish to make a motion, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. To raise your hand through Zoom, click the participants icon and you will find the raise hand function there. If you have technical difficulty, click the chat icon and relay your difficulty to the staff. Members should not engage in a back and forth discussion. The chair will recognize the next person to speak. The chat should not be used for CB11 business or questions about agenda topics. All such remarks should be made on the record when recognized. Please keep your questions and comments brief and on topic to the discussion. Members of the public, if you have a question or comment about the subjects on the agenda, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. We will now take roll call by attendance. Committee members, please answer present when you hear your name.
Okay, committee members, be mindful that there are 13 members on this committee, 7 are needed for quorum. Marcel Mondima.
Present.
Thank you. Leslie Colon is
Present.
Hi, Leslie. You're here virtually, but did you fill out a present qualifying disability form?
No, I just got into the country. That's why.
I understand. Okay, so we can't mark you as present, but I'll discuss that with Isaac later, okay?
Okay.
Ada Jazeri? No problem. Ada Jazeri, excused. Chancellor Gregg?
Present.
Thank you. Robin McGinty, excused. Jennifer Meyer, excused. Hayward Newton?
Present.
Thank you. Tanya Phelps? Absent. Valerie Ponzi?
Present.
Thank you, Valerie. Janelle Satija?
Present.
Thank you. Isaac Scott?
Present.
Robin Strachan?
Present.
Thank you. You have quorum.
Thank you everybody for being here. I'm sorry, let me stop. The agenda for tonight's meeting was distributed beforehand by the board's office. If there are no objections to the agenda for tonight's meeting will be adopted as it is. If there are any objections by any board members, please raise your hand, let me know. Seeing no objections, the agenda for tonight's meeting will be adopted. I'm gonna believe that the meeting minutes were not sent around. I did finish them. I recently finished them, but they are finished. And I want to make a correction. I mentioned May meeting minutes, but we didn't have a meeting in May because it was canceled due to a lack of quorum. So there were no meeting minutes for May, but I did submit June meeting minutes and September meeting minutes to Marlene, and those will be distributed. So I guess we can revisit this again next month. Just wanted to make that announcement regarding the meeting minutes. So with that, we can transition into our announcements. I'm going to make an announcement just for the sake of clarity. I had a few members reach out to me and make specific requests around attendance, and this is something that the leadership is working on because it's really not clear when you are excused what it means to be excused, right? So I want to just make clear that the chair does not have the permission to, while we may say you're excused, that is still an absence against you unless you have filled out a qualifying disability form. So I just want to make that clear so that everyone understands that. Even if you are hitting me up as a courtesy, and that's what it should be expressed to you all as well, because in all reality it's a courtesy so that we will know if we will have quorum. So for an example, if early in the week, if like we meet in next Monday and come this Tuesday, 5 of y'all hit me up like y'all can't make it, we know to cancel the meeting and not to move forward with it. So that's what that courtesy provides. It doesn't provide an excuse from the meeting. So I just want to say the only thing that will excuse you from being in person is that qualifying disability form. And if it's not filled out each time, then it needs to be filled out each time. You will not be making a meeting for each meeting. So it's not just one for the month, it's one for each meeting you're gonna miss. Am I correct, please?
Yes, so it's just, specifically with the form, you list the date that you would expect your qualifying disability to sunset. So you have the option of selecting an indefinite one, but then if you list one where you expect it to end by November the 1st, then any meeting that occurs after November the 1st and you don't attend, then you're going to be marked as absent on that. But any meeting that occurs up until November the 1st, you can attend them virtually.
Please.
Is there like some sort of like polling situation that we can do before the intermeetings to help, beforehand and be able to make one? So like I know in like WhatsApp, I'm just using that as an example. WhatsApp have like this polling where you can state like if you're able to make it or not. That could potentially help us know are we going to have quorum for that.
That makes a lot of sense, but I think the idea is that we want you to come in.
Yeah, obviously.
So we don't want so the idea is that no one is reaching out about not coming. So we don't want to open a platform for people to say whether they can or cannot make it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because to cancel a meeting and reschedule it is a lot. And I will do that. I'll be honest with y'all. If we don't make quorum one day, I am going to try to reschedule it. So I will be in y'all inboxes like, I got busy. Because it's important that I'm going to just be honest with y'all. So if folks, we couldn't make quorum for a reason, then I am going to push for it. And if it's not possible, it's not possible. We'll meet next month. But it's just, we only meet 10 times a year. So it's like certain months are just not like, to not have quorum this month is kind of like really. There's only like a few months in the year that we actually have to be doing certain things. Everything else is really how we want to move. All right. Yeah, but I appreciate that question, Sean. Any other questions about that? Did everybody online hear me what I said? Just want to make sure if there's any questions online from anybody, any board members in the virtual space about anything. Thank you, Valerie. I know you know. You didn't have to hear my mouth long enough. Hey, Jessica.
6:30.
6.
I do have a question.
That makes sense. It's all good. It's all good. We just got started. We actually,
Somewhere between.
Yeah, you're all right. You take the time, touch your breath. Well, we can give us an informational update after whoever else is here giving us informational updates. Are there any other announcements from any board members, any events, any upcoming?
Leslie has her hand.
Oh, Leslie, come on! I can't see hands. I'm sorry. Please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, the only question I have was, I did reach out to the chair secretary and to advise her that I would be out of the country for the whole month, and I just arrived back.
Yeah. So, yes, I understood, but that still doesn't excuse you from the meeting. The only excuse you can have for not being present is one of us, illness or disability.
Okay, good for future reference.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that wasn't clear before. I feel like we always gotta bump into these things the hard way, and it's unfortunate that it's not explained to people very clearly in the beginning, because I got some questions that I won't repeat back, but they were kind of really weird about attendance, and I'm just like, well, what are people being told when they're first being onboarded? So I apologize as well for the lack of clarity from the leadership.
So that means I can't take any future vacations because of meetings?
That does mean that you should plan your vacations around your community board commitment. It is a commitment that you made to be present at certain meetings, so yes, that's what it does mean.
Even though they were planned 2 years ago and stuff. Okay, I get it.
Yes. Yeah, let me know if there's any other questions you have about that.
Thank you for clarification.
No problem, no problem. Are there any other hands in the first list?
No.
Any other questions about any attendance things? Announcements? Nothing going on that anyone wants to share? Yes. Oh, are you elections announcement? Can you go? You know what? Let's go for it. So if you don't even, go ahead, Justin. We appreciate it. We're gonna give our first announcement to the chair of the elections committee, Jessica Morris.
Sorry, I'm graduating. My name is Jessica Morris. I am a fellow community board member. I don't have the privilege of serving on human services, but I think what we do is really important. I'm chairing the elections committee, which convened last Monday for an initial meeting ahead of, and this is where the announcement comes in, the Community Board 11 election, which happens every 2 years, is scheduled to happen at November's full board meetings. There's a nomination period ahead of that that opened last Friday morning, not as a direct result of Isaac's email inquiring about it, but because that's when it was scheduled. And that nomination period will go through the adjournment of the full board meeting in October. So that means between October and November, when the election happens, there will be some other opportunities to engage with those who are nominated, accept, and are confirmed as candidates. And the positions that are, there is an announcement on the table, thank you very much, announcement on the table, as well as a nomination statement form. So please take one, read through it. The more familiar you are with the process, hopefully the more aware of what's going on during full board, what is happening, you'll all be. Everybody's gets to cast a vote. It's a duty to cast a vote. And to make sure that the board's leadership is something that the body feels comfortable with going forward. So any questions, please raise your hand if you've got an announcement in your email about nominations period for your board member. If you didn't see that come through your inbox, please let me know. Maybe we have the wrong address, but I'm pretty sure received it. And we'll send out some reminders, and also as soon as we've nailed down a date, we'll save the date for a candidate forum. We'll do one virtual and some other opportunities in person to engage with fellow board members, ask questions, that sort of thing. So that's my announcement. Thank you all very much for your board service and for engaging in the process. Please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions. We'll respond and happy to have a conversation. Board members are the ones who do the electing. So if you are a constituent of the board, you are welcome to engage board members in sharing your input on matters, all those sorts of things. And public members as well. Public members who vote in the election, but are absolutely at will to engage candidates in conversation.
Question for clarification. It says adjournment on October 21st. Is that like COP, like 5 p.m. or is it 11:59 p.m.? Just for clarity.
I appreciate the question. Adjournment of the meeting. Whenever the meeting adjourns, as we start getting to that point where we're doing roll call, and then finally when we reach the end of the roll call, and somebody says the meeting is adjourned, then we are closed. So up until that point, grab yourself a form, run up, hand it to any one of the elections committee members, and it counts. Yes.
So once the roll call is done, I can't hand it to you after the meeting.
Correct. When the meeting is adjourned, then meeting is adjourned and we can no longer accept any nominations. But up until then, paper nominations, the nomination forms available digitally and can be turned in both to the CB11elections@gmail.com or to any of the board staff here in the office.
Thank you very much. For taking on that task.
It's supposed to be fun. Yeah, but it's not, it's a serious thing as well, you know, to keep the ship.
Especially now. So I sincerely appreciate having you at the helm of that. I really do. So thank you very much for your work. Are there any other questions about elections? It's an important time for me. I won't give any ad really as much as I want to. All right. Are there any questions in the virtual space for Jessica Morris, the chair of the elections committee? All right. So thank you very much. Okay. So we will move into our informational updates. And the first set of informational updates will be by the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. Do we have Pauline Ferrante on with us today?
Pauline is not.
Two. Okay, so to the committee members, I'll be transparent with you all. I need some help with organizing some things. And one of those things is following up with the people who need to be here for these meetings, like our information update people. So if someone could journey with me and following up with some of them.
I'll be happy to.
Okay, great. I will thank you for that. So our next set of information updates will be from the East Harlem COAD Emergency Management Agency.
Hey there. Thank you all for having us. My name is Maya. I'm happy to present on behalf of the COAD. I wanted to, first of all, say thank you so much for the help getting the word out for our event last month. We had a successful event. We had an incredible show out of support from the community, over 40 different CBOs offering really vital trainings to community members that came through. That was from everything from how to make a go bag, to be ready in your home, to stop the bleed, CPR, even financial preparedness. And also we had the Red Cross giving out a lot of important information too. And so we want to say thank you so much for your support, and we were really happy to be able to share that information. We even had the FDNY come through and show young people, youth and children, how to exit a smoky room. And so there were some really life-saving tips that were given out that day, the 27th. And we have more coming up. So we have our meeting, which is next Thursday, the 16th, and it's going to be in person. It's going to be at the Health Action Center. But if anyone wants to register, you can just go ahead and email us. That's eastharlemcoed@gmail.com. And we are also going to have a special event next Friday, which is a collaboration with East Side Soul, the FEC. So that's going to be 10 to 11 a.m. We're going to be giving a nutrition presentation and then heading to the farmers market to spend health bucks that we have to give to community members to purchase fresh food. So that's what I have for updates for what we've got coming up this next week. I also did want to respond to a few things we talked about last month, if that's okay, because you all brought up some really important points about how we as the COAD are collaborating with landlords in the neighborhood. And, we've seen some disasters happen even just in these past few weeks with some of the buildings in New York City. And so that's something that we're taking really seriously. We met and discussed it, and there were already plans in place to be connecting with some of the CBOs that are part of our coalition, and specifically discussing prevention and preparedness with the facilities managers that we have as part of our coalition. And so that's something that we're going to be really prioritizing coming up, and working with property managers and landlords to discuss how they can be better prepared in their buildings. So if you all happen to have any individuals or groups you want to send our way, this is something we're going to be able to prioritize as we work with those who are part of our group now and then start to expand.
Thank you very much, Maya. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Are there any questions?
Where's next Thursday meeting again? I know you said in person, but in
Yes.
different place.
Yeah, Health Action Center. I can't tell you the exact room, but if you do, because I don't know yet, but if you do email us, can you hear me okay? If you email us, we will confirm with you the exact location, the room that we'll be meeting in, and that's at 4 p.m.
Thank you.
Leslie, I think that you have your line unmuted.
Were there any other questions for?
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
My pleasure. If anyone has any feedback, we're also really open to hearing any comments or feedback from all of you, anyone who came to our event, who comes to our meetings. We're constantly looking to get feedback from everyone.
Yes, go ahead, Jesse.
I heard the beginning of the response to sort of critical building issues. I sit on the housing committee. We meet tomorrow, so I'll just mention, in our discussion that COAD has some work ongoing. If there's anything that comes up, does that sound good?
That would be great. Yeah, right now the tangible work we've done until now is just helping the Red Cross get out those alarms, the fire safety, the fire alarms. Other than that, we're looking to start building more partnerships and having more presentations. So if for folks who are interested, it would be great to hear from them. Yeah, thank you.
I did attend your event, was it 2 Saturdays ago?
Yeah.
It went really well. You guys did a very great job. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep up the great work. Thank you so much for everything that y'all do. We really appreciate y'all, and thank you for being consistent with these updates as well. Even when Selena can't make it or Carol can't make it, someone comes. So I really do appreciate all of you guys and all the work you're doing.
Absolutely, yeah, it's a priority, and we appreciate you also. Thanks for giving us the platform.
Of course, of course. All right, thank you. All right, cool. So our next set of updates, do we have anyone from the Center for Health Equity or Community Wellness from DOHMH? I'm just asking for the record. I don't think I've seen any. Okay. So committee, we have two different departments of DOHMH that show up. We have one, I'm not sure specifically what Pauline's title is, but she does more of a broad overview of DOHMH and public health. And we also were getting updates very recently from Cheyenne Murillo from the Center for Health Equity and Community Wellness. That's right at the Health Action Center. And the Health Action Center, for the record, is on 115th Street in Lexington, just so everyone knows. But we have to follow up with both of them because while they are the same department, it's two different contacts, and I have both of the contacts, so we'll reach out to both of them. Pauline gives more like a citywide perspective, and the health equity, they give us more of a community specific feedback. So these are very important for them. All right, so another set of updates we have would be from CCHP. Do we have anyone from the Center for Comprehensive Health Practice on? I don't see anyone from CCHP either. So just a note to Robin and Haywood, they have a new community engagement person. They used to be Shannon Risbrook. That's who used to be it. But now it's a different gentleman. And I will let y'all know who that gentleman is. but I'm in communication with them because they came onto all of our open streets events. So that was great. All right, so that's three people we need to reach out to. Thank you guys. And we also would have updates from Housing Works Connect program, and that's usually in Tanika. And in fact, okay, I saw a hand pop up. Yeah, you know, I want to say Antonica too consistent. Can we promote Antonica to the panel?
Yes, I am here.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for being here.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Antonika James. I am with the Connect program at Housing Works Community Healthcare. Great to be here. I wish I could have been there in person. I was hoping I could have been this month, but it just didn't work out that way. But I definitely still wanted to check in. We are a community-based behavioral health program for those who are not aware, and we are also part of a demonstrative project that comes out of the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. And so we also table, we present, we just give community members the option of knowing that there are therapy and case management services that are free of charge to all community members in Harlem who are over 18, and that we can tailor what therapy looks like for them, whether folks are more comfortable coming to the clinic. We're trying to meet community members where they are, specifically for those who are not comfortable coming to the clinic. So being able to meet them in community or even at home or telehealth, someplace where they feel safe and comfortable in order to receive services. Our clinic is on 125th Street and Lexington Avenue, where the old McDonald's used to be. We are upstairs, and the clinic is on the 4th floor. And we also participated this past weekend at the preparedness event with the COAD, as well as Party on Park with Uptown Grand Central. So again, we were able to come out and we did some art and wellness activities with community members, just being able to allow people to be as expressive as they wanted to be when it comes to the arts, and being able to paint, to draw, whatever sort of came up in their spirit. And we're able to talk about wellness and also talk about the impact that that can have on our mental health. This upcoming week, we will be collaborating with Eastside Soul as well for their Brushes of Hope Breast Cancer Awareness Month event. That'll be this Friday, October the 10th. It is a snack and paint event, and so we will be there. It's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Friday, and the address is 71 East 111th Street. And if you're not familiar with the Family Enrichment Centers, I advise folks to get the opportunity to go over there and check them out. It's a really phenomenal community space, and we appreciate that they allow us to collaborate with them on different events because, again, we're trying to reach community members where they are. In addition to that, Connect is also conducting community surveys. This allows us to target and focus a little bit more on not only specific demographics, but also on where we can be more innovative and creative with our programming, how community members would like for us to let them know what ways talking about wellness, mental health, and feeling safe, secure, and being able to thrive in those spaces can be discussed, whether that's more informally or even, like I said, a little bit more targeted for folks who aren't so sure how they want to, they don't know where to start when it comes to mental health services. And so we want to be able to give them that warm handoff when it comes to those services. And yeah, that's pretty much what we have going on. In addition to that, I forgot to also mention on Mondays at 2 p.m. at the clinic, we do offer wellness support groups. They are open to anyone in the community who would like to show up. We have not been turning anyone away who wants to come to the clinic and attend these wellness groups. A flyer was shared with the different topics that they were focusing on. There will be one on the last one for this month will be, I believe, next Monday, but we're working on a schedule and also working on topics for the next upcoming weeks, so that folks will know what things will be discussed and what we'll be covering for the upcoming months. And if there are organizations that would like to partner with us, like I said, we are open to that. We're looking at connecting with organizations that have garden spaces as well. And we're trying to work on garden therapy programs. So if there are organizations that would like to do that, please contact me. My email is a.james@housingworks.org. And if not, you can always get my information from Marlene or from Isaac. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Tanika. Can I ask a question? Did you connect with Frank at the garden on 115th Street?
I have not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. It's on my to-do list.
Okay.
Do you have
already have it?
contact info for him?
I'll text it to you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You said that there is a wellness support group this upcoming Monday. Monday's a holiday. Are you guys still having it?
As far as I know, yes. I don't believe we're closed for Columbus Day, but I will double check. Last I was told, we're still open.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to write. Questions? Any other questions for Housing Works? And Tanika, thank you very much for such a very detailed description of what Housing Works is doing and you know how you guys are really helping to shape the model for mental health therapy, respectfully for community members, especially young ones. Because when you say over 18, that means people who are 19, 20, 21, who are still,
Absolutely.
so I really do appreciate that very much. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, thank you.
So, are there any other questions for Housing Works Connect? Okay. All right now. Okay. So I want to open the floor for any last announcements. I saw a few different people joining me and if you wanted to give an announcement to the committee before we start to get into these district needs and budget requests, I wanted to open the floor for that again. Because once we get into this, we're kind of going to keep going. The floor, non-committee members, you can definitely raise your hand and join the discussion. But you won't be able to vote on anything this evening, but you definitely are able to give feedback on these budget requests because you are community members, so you definitely should lean in. And I do see a hand from Joseph Benedetto. Am I saying that right? Benedetto. I apologize, Joseph. I'm working on it.
Close enough. You got it. You got it. Close enough. I just wanted to also share. This is Joseph from the Rivera Mint Lab at Mount Sinai. I work with Sandra Talavera, who a lot of you know. And just wanted to also share, like Antonica, our lab is making a commitment to attend these meetings on a regular basis. So we're gonna have team members that attend rotating. But there'll be participation from our lab and we'll share any.
Joseph, I'm sorry to interrupt you. We're having a hard time hearing you. It sounds a little muffled.
Let me see. Is that better? No. Let's try. Okay, is that better?
There you go.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
There we go. Here I am. Do you want me to start over or?
Yes,
Yes,
Joe.
because, yes, Joseph, because we have several new committee members, who definitely need to know more about the work you're doing.
Okay, sure. So Joseph Di Benedetto from the Reveriment Lab at Mount Sinai. I work with Sandra Talavera, who a lot of you probably know, longtime community member. And I just wanted to share that our lab is also, like Antonica and Housing Works, making a commitment to attend this meeting regularly. So we will have staff members attend on a rotating basis. So I'm here this month. Another team member will be next month. We have our internal schedule. Um, in terms of what we do, so we are a dementia research lab right here in East Harlem, and we use a community engaged research approach. So we are very much always in the community doing brain health education and taking feedback from the community on how we can make this process as inclusive as possible. And we also, many of our studies are focused on underrepresented communities and populations, which that would include communities of color, low-income communities, and the like. Is there any other specific questions anyone might have?
I do, so you say you guys will be here every month to give an update?
Well, we're going to attend at least to participate. If you would like us to give an update, we can. I just don't know how consistently we might have something to share. But if you would like us to, we're more than happy to.
I don't want to put that pressure on you, but thank you for letting me know that you guys will be present, and at any time, in any well, not at any time, but in any meeting, you could always give whatever update or announcements you have, just raise your hand, it's fine, any member, so just wanted to say that, sorry.
No problem. And I guess while I already have the mic, for those of you that also know, I also am the chair of the Older Adult Subcommittee for the East Harlem Community Health Committee, which is a group that, tries to improve public health in the community. And just wanted to share two of our priorities that are coming up or initiatives. So October 23rd, we have a East Harlem Older Adult Services Roundtable event. We had one last year, and it was a really great opportunity to get all of the providers in one space and have honest conversations about what works, what doesn't, what can be improved, and how we can work together. So I encourage, if anyone from the community board would like to just join, sit in, and hear what people have to say, that's a great opportunity. And we're also partnering with the Silberman School of Social Work to reinstate the Silberman Aging Conference. So my understanding is that that is something that was around prior to COVID, and we are working to bring that back. And that will be a free conference open to community members as well as, CBO representatives.
Nice, nice, nice. Thank you, yes, please, Robert.
Hi, Joey. I have a question for you. It's Robin. Hi. Every year, the board has a community survey, a needs survey. Is there any way next year, before now, you can help us get that out into the community?
Absolutely. And now we also have a social work intern for the health committee. So she's really supporting with making sure our work gets done.
That would be awesome. Thank you, Joe.
Are there any other questions for Joseph? Yes, please.
The Silverman Aging Conference, what is that?
Yes, could you say more about the Silverman Aging Conference?
Yes, give me 1 second. I have to tell my mom. She's in the background talking really loud. Okay. Um, life keeps happening. The question was about the Silberman Aging Conference.
Yes.
What is it?
So it is like I said, a free conference that's available or that will be open to community members and CBO staff. There'll be continuing education credits for those that are, licensed in social work or related fields. We are actually in the process of getting community members to be part of the planning committee. So if anyone's interested, Robin has my information. She can share that. So we haven't decided yet what will be the central theme, but again, it is an aging conference, so it will be related to issues that impact older adults. And it'll be a day-long conference with, a keynote speaker, breakout sessions on different topics. So we also may very well reach out to different groups to talk about different issues, right? We might even reach out to Housing Works to talk about substance issues or mental health older adult population, right? I mean, everybody has different areas of expertise, and I think it's important that we leverage the expertise that we have in the community.
Would it make sense to you in your capacity to visit the full board and sort of make the same announcement, especially given the recruitment for the steering committee? Because I'm sure there may be some folks who may be interested but may not sit on this committee. So just thinking about that. I don't want to make more work for you. That's why I said in your capacity.
Um, sure, that's fine. If you can just, if somebody could just email me when that is, and we could make sure I or someone else from the committee attends to just give that announcement.
Yeah, thank you.
And I also wanted to share, I think somebody mentioned Cheyenne from the Health Action Center. I don't believe she's there any longer. I think she's at a different agency now.
Yeah, so we got a new person. I don't remember the name. I have to go on my emails. So yes, thank you very much. Okay, any other questions?
Leslie has her hand raised.
Leslie, please unmute yourself.
Yes, I just wanted to ask, is there any way that Mr. Joe can get a hold of the NORC programs in the different complexes to do the survey for the elderly? Because I know Franklin Plaza has a large one here, and we are a growing retirement aging community. So if they need that survey, maybe they can just come over here and we can help out with that as well.
Yes, so I guess that was directed towards me, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, so the older adult centers and NORCs are all a part of our group, the East Harlem Community Health Committee. So they should be people that we can access. And I believe you're referring to the surveys that you guys do.
Yes.
Yeah, can certainly help. And again, we have an intern now, so she can certainly go there and assist people with filling it out if that's something that would be helpful.
Most definitely.
Great. Are there any other questions in space or in the virtual space? Oh, thank you. Okay. It's the maybe bunch, and thank you, Anthony. I'm just reading the chat. Okay. Yeah. So thank you again, Joseph. I will send you the message about the full board meeting, and you guys can join if it seems feasible. But thank you very much for your announcement, for informing us about everything. Are there any other announcements before we transition? Okay. All right. Khalid, can I share the screen?
Yes.
All right. So the goal is to make this as painless as possible. So y'all know how I am. We're not gonna have. Huh? Don't worry about it. We're gonna go through them all together as a group. So there are no I think we'll walk through these. We'll finalize each one. I think, excuse me, yes, sorry.
Is it the document? The
Yeah.
oh, you got it? Okay, good.
Yeah. Thank you, yeah. All right. So we'll go through each one of these one by one, and then we will finalize the language for them. We talk a little bit about them, finalize the language for them, and we will rank them. We will either delete them or we will articulate, we will fix the language and we will rank them. If we want to keep the language the same, that's totally fine. If we decide to change the language entirely because we feel like the re-articulation is better, that's fine too. Words are important as we, how we articulate ourselves for these requests. We see are the difference between getting a good answer or not answer, right? I think I would also encourage us to think that we will be moving into, no matter who it is, a new mayor. So we should rethink how we, our requests. So I would say with that, I don't want to be too anal about wordsmithing, but I do want to make sure we are comfortable with the language that we're putting out, right, for each of our needs, because I think all of our needs are important. So that's all I'll say there. We can walk through these one by one. Let me try to make it big enough on the screen so folks who are. Janelle, can you see it? How about you, Marcia?
Yes.
I haven't fun.
Oh, you have it, right? You do? Oh, great. You guys are perfect.
Let's see it.
All right, cool. Tony?
Yeah,
Yes.
I probably need my glasses
Probably
anyway,
need my
so,
glasses.
but it's fine,
You
don't
sure?
stop for me yet.
No, it's okay. I got a tablet. You can hold my tablet. You can look at
Okay,
it.
thank you. Slowly, my.
Don't worry. Make sure we're comfortable. All right, well, since we got it in front of us, Brother Chance, you want to read us through the first one? Help me out here.
Sure.
Yeah, share is my thing,
So this is number 11, the dispense priority. Request is to create or promote programs to destigmatize mental health needs and encourage treatment. Explanation, additional funding should be allocated to employ and retain additional social workers to not only provide therapeutic services, but to also provide evidence-based groups and case management services. DOHMH response was OMB supports the agency's position as follows. Agency supports but cannot accommodate resubmit requests. Explanation, there's a national shortage of licensed social workers and recruitment has been challenging in addition to civil service requirements. I believe Ada added this, if I'm correct. I believe they just rewrote the requests for it. East Harlem has the highest measured prevalence of current depression in New York City, 21.4%, based on the Manhattan neighborhood analysis published in Cures 2023. Psychological hospitalization rates in East Harlem are also nearly 3 times the citywide average, underscoring both the scale of unmet needs and the urgency of preventive community-based intervention. Addressing stigma through community-based education and outreach is critical, but lasting changes require more frontline providers. To meet this need, we request funding for additional social workers dedicated to East Harlem who can expand treatment access, deliver evidence-based interventions, and help reduce avoidable hospitalizations. Proposed solutions, build placement pipelines. New York City already has strong social work schools, CUNY, Columbia, NYU, that place supervise master students in hospitals and nonprofit. Expanding these placements into East Harlem community settings leverages an existing workforce in training at low additional cost. Bilingual and bicultural hiring, target recruitment incentives, e.g. Differential pay loan forgiveness programs can help fill roles with staff who reflect the neighborhood's demographics. Large Spanish-speaking population in East Harlem. Team-based model. Social workers doesn't need to work alone. They can co-lead groups with psychologists, nurses, or peer specialists. This multiplies impact and allows limited licensed staff to supervise group programs while peers and trainees handle much of the delivery. Community site delivery brings services into schools, NYCHA housing, base/community centers, reduce stigma and transportation barriers. Many New York City programs, i.e. Thrive NYC's mental health clinics and schools, have already shown this model works, so scaling it in East Harlem is realistic. And then last, offer salaries and retention incentives for existing staff to ensure continuity of care and a stable workforce.
Shout out to Ada.
Very thorough.
All right, so I'll offer some feedback. I would love you all's feedback. Obviously, we can't add all of this, but I do think that at the very least, the re-articulation, especially this paragraph here, East Harlem has the highest measured prevalence of current depression in New York City, 21.4%, based on Manhattan neighborhood analysts that allow psychiatric hospitalization rates in East Harlem are also nearly 3 times the citywide average, underscoring both the scale of unmet need and the urgency of preventative community-based intervention. Addressing stigma through community-based education. You know what though? This actually looks like a new request, rather than a re-articulation of this request. And I wonder if we should just add it as a new request, but
Are we able to add new requests to it?
Why do you think it's a new request?
Excuse me?
Why do you think it sounds like a new request?
Because that's a good question too. I just feel like it's well, it does give it more context. It just feels like it's a bit more than what this one was just. This one was just asking for caseworkers, social workers.
Yeah, because of asking for more social workers to provide therapeutic services, but it also to provide evidence-based groups and case management services, which I think is still outlined. Yeah.
Okay,
I
thank
think
you.
she's,
Thank you.
sorry, I think she's just addressing the response that there aren't enough, like how to get around that. I think it's
Yeah. Thank you.
And I think Hayward had a comment on the side about that. You can explain it better.
Go up.
You
To the solutions.
Here you go.
Oh, I'm sorry. This was your comment.
Yeah.
You like this long comment?
He said, "Oh."
Well, I don't know. I guess in my mindset, I was thinking, I don't know if we are. I guess I was confused on what we're focusing on in destigmatizing mental health. Because the request and the solutions don't match. So that's one. To me, destigmatize more informational, psychoeducational, not action-based to prevent a problem. And so I guess mine was, are we, in DOMH, are we trying to say in our neighborhood, because I know we talked last committee meeting, a lot of substance abuse happening, and is that what we want to attack in this budget, like funding for additional services in harm reduction?
Or the destigmatization of
No, I understand that. Well, right.
I see what you're asking for two different things in the request. You're asking to destigmatize mental health, but then also encourage treatment for substance abuse, which are two different
issues, or two different matters that are being addressed.
I think
I know I'm new, but I just want to be clear when you say destigmatize mental health. Can you just elaborate on that a little bit?
So from what I think destigmatize is there's biases, prejudice, and discrimination in people who use substance abuse, and that means they can't get employment, housing, or access for people with all that stuff. And psychoeducation is like more going out, teaching people like just because they do heroin doesn't mean that they're not a good person, and that they also have abilities and they have trauma, and they should be able to get employment. or to get access to housing and all of those things.
I just wanna, like I said, I'm new, so I'm just throwing stuff out there because a lot of people take drugs to self-medicate because of mental health, right? So is the mental health being addressed, not like in drug abuse, but like awareness about mental health? Because some people don't even know, like you talk about trauma, right? That this level of trauma is, I'm just self-medicating. So how do we attack, or not attack, address just mental health and, overall, because people get so caught up in like, drug abuse is hard, it's so full of, drug, but there's a lot, and I work in the school system, so I know, I see it from the child and what it leads up to. And why people end up on drugs.
No, right. I think my thing is if this is the budget and the request, we're asking for a specific something.
Okay.
And so if we see a lot of substance use in East Harlem increasing, and there's not enough either substance abuse facilities, there's not adequate, there's not enough, there's not adequate, it's not centralized, then then it's the request, we need additional rehabilitation centers that are affordable. But we need to also then do the research to see what's already out, where is it located? Is that disproportional? Right? So all those little factors.
No, y'all on point. So I think what I think.
Sorry,
what is
I mean,
happening-
I'm just saying.
Y'all on point. Y'all on point. I could make it bigger. You want to sit up here with us?
No.
Because I feel like if the request is simple, then how we explain it is simple. Like we're saying we want to get another rehab center up in here. We need 2 additional. Right, I'm just right now. Or that like Housing Works is saying that we have a program, but DMH doesn't fund it fully. So we don't have, we need more social workers and we need more legs. And then we put in our request, we have 4 providers saying that they're not getting funded. And so our budget request is you add an additional, we can't say amount, but we need additional funding to support the programs already in place.
So yes, ask your question and then I'm gonna push us forward.
What are you asking for?
This is a request for more social workers. And I think it's wrapped up in all of the jargon.
Yes.
So let me not call it jargon. It is context, and it is research and it's data to support the request. Let me not call it
What
jargon.
is the request?
The request,
For more social work.
yes, I'm gonna underline it right here. In
No,
the
I know
comment.
you want more social workers, but do you have a location in which is lacking in
Great,
social
so
workers that
great.
you want to?
So that question brings me to what I was gonna say. I think what we're getting caught up in one is just on one request. So let's go through the range of requests so we can see how we're asking for a lot of the same things for different demographics. And then let's circle back to this one. I think it'll make more sense in how we should articulate it. Because some of them go a lot deeper into some of the specific things you guys are talking about. So it shouldn't be in this one. It should be articulated in those ones. So we're gonna run through these real quick and then come right back. Number 20 is East Harlem has one of the highest drug overdose death rates in NYC at 56% per 100,000, right? So I'm gonna go down to the request. That was context. The request here is for increased peer support workers and social workers in high-risk areas such as 103rd, 110th, 116th, 125th Street corridors. We note them as essential. So that is the request. To provide increased peer support and social workers. And this one was specifically for folks dealing with substance abuse and addiction. So the other one, I believe, was general because it was just general. And you were here when we last year, so maybe help me think about why we had what we did. So some of them were not specific to. I think we wanted to make sure we identified like Asian groups. We identified people with substance use. You'll see later, we identified people from the LGBTQ community. So you may see caseworkers a few times, and social workers. So this is another 120. Where's the feedback? I have to make this smaller, y'all, so that I can see.
It said contact the agency.
Yeah, I want to be able to see the comments on the side of this document.
Thank you though.
Yeah, no problem. I'll do my best to just read it off so you can see. Okay, so number 20. This was not 20, that was. Yes, that was 20.
Yeah, that was 20.
Okay, cool. So there was another comment left on this by Ada. East Harlem has one of the highest overdose death rates in New York City. This crisis is concentrated. A lot of the current services are not sufficient to meet the scale of the need, and without targeted community-level interventions, overdose deaths and related harms will remain unexpectedly high. To address the crisis, we request funding for additional peer support workers and social workers in East Harlem who can provide street-level engagement connected to at-risk populations, to connect at-risk populations to treatment and reduce preventable deaths. So this is what I meant by this one is more specific. The last one was just more general, asking for, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep going so we can see the range. This one, East Harlem has growing senior population, requires expanded services and culturally appropriate care. We request increased funding for bilingual caseworkers in home care we request increased funding for bilingual caseworkers, in-home care workers, and translators who can assist in navigating medical, legal, and housing challenges. And this specifically, I remember is because of our growing population of folks who are migrating in. Our newest New Yorkers, any other thing but migrants. I don't use that word. So, though our brothers and sisters who just came in, right? So, additionally, so you can see this was targeted to a specific group. Additionally, funding should support culturally sensitive programs, including meals, English language classes, and wellness activities. By providing seniors with tailored support, we will promote aging in place and improve quality of life. So this was specifically for non-English speaking seniors. So just want to make sure that we see the range here.
Okay, and I think Hayward said in his comment as well. It doesn't read that way. It reads like it's for all seniors.
It did until you got to the end.
Yeah.
So we can, yes, definitely we can let's and if you want to take a look at that while I go through, but yes, that's what we need to do. Let's figure out how do we make sure that that's clear. But the next one, yes, Ada left comments on that, but the next one is provide funding for a dedicated team to regularly monitor and clean the perimeters of drug treatment facilities, ensuring safe space disposals of drug paraphernalias. Yes.
Yeah, this was the one where we said we were going to rewrite the request.
Yes, and make it more broad to different.
Yeah, which I did. I think you moved it further below because it wasn't going to be like a regular request at DOH anymore. It was going to be more of a capital request to New York City Health and Hospitals.
Okay, great. Yeah. Because we're asking them to put up boxes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a capital. And that will be our first capital request too.
Yeah. Right. So I can explain more if we want to, but we can come back to it.
We can come back to it because we're going to really go. That's a new request. So maybe write it at the bottom. Maybe let's put a horizontal line at the bottom and put new requests.
We did on the. It's new requests are already at the bottom already.
So good. Let's keep going. Y'all on point. Yeah, I've been on this document more than this. All right. So moving on. Another one is increased case management capacity. 25, provide funding to expand caseworkers' availability to meet the linguistic and cultural needs of communities. And this one was specifically for French and Creole. So I believe the former one was, this one is just general. This one is not specific.
It is
This is going to
specific.
DIFTA. So I wonder what is the difference in this one and the last one, but I'm gonna read it. Yes.
This one is specific. The previous one did not mention any specific language or culture.
It didn't.
Correct.
It didn't list any language or culture, but it did still.
And the previous one was senior specific. Is this senior specific?
It's going to DIFTA, so I thought it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Who's my anonymous ferret? That's you?
That's you. That's you. Yes.
That's you?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, all right, so yeah, so there's that is the difference in that. All right, let's keep it moving, because again, a lot of these are case management requests. And requests for additional services.
Okay.
So another one, promote vaccinations and immunizations, right? And then we have our explanation here for that. I'm going to go to the next one. So we have a comment from Ada, and she gave a rearticulation, so we can come back to that. But again, this was a request for us for promoting vaccination and immunizations, and this was going to DOHMH. Another request, 28, was animal and pest control. While we I know the conversation was on the table last year to remove this because the rats got a pink, because the folks from DOHMH came in and presented on that and kind of gave us an overview on where the problems lie and how they are able to hold who accountable for it. But committee wanted to keep it on because it's not just the rats, it's also the mosquitoes and other things. So pest control is very important. So it remains here as a request. Another request is the allocation of funds for outreach services to homebound older adults for programs that allow folks to age in place. So this is another one to differ. Okay. Another request we have, and I remember this is definitely new from last year, this was a request to other domestic violence services requests. So funding is urgently needed for domestic violence prevention and assistance programs, and this was going to HRA. We also need to, as part of our multi-dimensional advocacy, that's going to be a coin, something trademark that. But I don't think they do that. But we need to contact the agencies because a lot of our requests were met with that response. So even if we're going to put them back in, I would still love for us to contact the agencies. Also, Angel's been sending over the budget responses from a lot of these agencies. I'm going to put them into one. I'll put the organization, the agencies that we deal with, DIFTA, HRA, we don't really deal with DYCD, but there could be some overlap there, so I'll put theirs in ours. But I'll show y'all the responses they were given. But that's something we can revisit for next month or the month after. But it is important, I think, for everyone who's contact the agency, we should be diligently contacting them. I would like for us to do that, just so we can start to get people here to talk to us. Especially again, given the new climate of the new mayor coming in, I think that the city agencies they'll have a different. The city's going to be different, so let's just shoot our shot differently a little bit. I'll just say it like that. Eric Adams did block a lot of things. He kept a lot of things from happening. So we're looking forward to something different. So another request we had here was for requests for services for vulnerable New Yorkers, and this was a request specifically for the regarding the LGBTQ community. Okay. Yes. So this. Yes. Great. So another one was a request for services for vulnerable New Yorkers. This one specifically provide funding to expand housing assistance, legal aid, and healthcare services for migrants in East Harlem. Please, word suggestions for changing migrants would be very much welcome. Programs should prioritize language access services, mental health care, and pathways to work authorization, addressing the specific need in asylum of asylum seekers. So this was that again, these last year, we were dealing with a lot of folks coming in. Bus loads of people were still coming in. So a lot of these requests are timed or are dated to that specific time, but we still there's still very much a need for them. So that's where that was at.
Can we change it to citizens seeking, or residents seeking citizenship?
Please, you can make that change right on there.
I mean, and not Mr.
You can.
Residents seeking citizenship. Citizens seeking.
Citizenship. And I'll do the find all and we'll post that.
Citizens seeking citizenship or shit?
Residents seeking citizenship.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, residents seeking citizenship.
So, take your time with that. Yes, you have that.
Yeah, so thinking, because it doesn't have to necessarily talk about legal status as well, so quote unquote not legal. You have people who are here legally or whatever you want to call it. They still need those type of services regardless. So I think residents seeking citizenship is a good catch-all.
Another request for services for vulnerable New Yorkers. This one is related to gun violence. Gun violence is a public health crisis where recent data shows the community is disproportionately affected. We request for services to address the crisis. Funding is needed for comprehensive evidence-based interventions. Programs should include violence prevention programs for at-risk youth, hiring additional violence interrupters, implementing hospital-based violence intervention programs, developing mechanisms to identify individuals at risk for gun violence, and educating the community on safe gun usage and storage. So that's what that request is for specifically.
And that was to HRA?
That was to HRA.
Just curious, why HRA?
I believe, I'm not sure. You think it should go to DYCD?
It may be targeted the youth.
It is very much in its language targeted to youth. Yeah. So we could put it, but you know what else? DYCD doesn't just work with youth. That's the other thing. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's do that. Hey, what's Lita? I'll liaison. See how you do March committee?
I think it's
Could we mix in?
They'll need to work too much.
Could we mix in with like DEFDA? Because we've been seeing a lot of our elderly being targeted, let's say targeted, but accidentally targeted, and these shooters in East Harlem. A lot of grandmothers have been, unfortunately, I don't want to use the word murder, but they were shot. Yeah,
innocently involved.
Innocently involved.
My only thoughts are that it is not the elders who are shooting. So the programs are for the younger people.
But the elders are talking to the younger folks too. So
then should we leave it? So then that might have been why it wasn't happy medium.
Yeah.
But maybe it should be changed though. So I don't disagree with, because their response was contact the agency. So do we want to just switch it over to DYCD? You know what I mean? And see if we get a different response this year?
It's worth it.
I don't see why not. Okay, so that's our comment for that one for 40. Let's switch to agency. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta shoot at the wall. Oh, no, yeah, every now and say shoot. That's it.
All right, so the number 49 is provide, expand, and enhance food assistance such as food stamps and SNAP. So that's what that one is for. Number 50 is other requests for services for vulnerable New Yorkers. This one spoke specifically expanded funding to provide funding to expand caseworker availability to meet the linguistic and cultural needs of the community, ensuring no residents. This seems like the other one, but wasn't targeted for.
Yeah.
So we should let's let's consolidate this one. With what was the other number? Can we so let me take a look. This is 50. We want to consolidate it with another one.
25. Yeah. 23 as well. Because there's multiple things that we're asking for. We're looking at services.
But which one specifically?
This one's the HRA, not DIFTA.
Oh, the other one was the DIFTA.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. What if we don't remove the request from HRA and we just double it? Oh, well, they're gonna take it off at the board office.
If they notice.
If they will. You know what though? We had a lot of requests this last year that made it in. The year before, we didn't make it.
Wow, that's hard.
A lot of our, like, look at how many we got here. These are a lot of our requests.
Well, I know, but it says for more information, contact
I
the
know,
agency.
right?
It's not really an answer.
Yeah, it's not. So we can, whatever you guys think, I suggest.
I think it's great.
Yeah, so, yeah, maybe we keep, I don't know what you think.
So no, I'm just asking someone like who's new to the board as well. We have to make each request specific to an agency. We can't just like in collaboration.
That's highly, highly recommended.
Okay. That's
at this community.
They would consider it double dipping.
I think and then I wish we had Angel to be here for this answer, but my guess is that they feel like it's not as strong when we don't just, place it specifically to one agency and try to make it, but it doesn't, that doesn't really make sense to me because I should be able to shoot it at both agencies, especially if they're not in communication with each other anyway.
Which they're not.
So it's not like, which they're not, right? So it shouldn't matter, but that's sort of the rationale. But keep that question and ask somebody who I've been doing this, y'all, since I've been on the board, and I still feel the same way about people. It's still like, what do we do? What's the strategy? How do we get in the door? You know what I mean? As a committee, I'm very proud of these responses that we've been able to put together. I mean, not the responses, but these requests in and of themselves, because they
really improved.
Yes, this committee was not shooting any shot at all. So we are now actually aiming at something, and it's specific, and it's indicative of what we care about. So that's good. Now we got to figure out how we get in the door. Yeah. So that's where we're at now. So that was the other request. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Oh yeah, no. I know the next couple ones are new requests.
Oh, all the new requests? Okay, so new requests.
Yeah.
So this one, go ahead. You could do the new request.
Oh yeah, because I did this one. So I was looking at the community district needs report, and then the chart where it's at please select your most important issue in healthcare and human services. The biggest one out of we had 50. We had a good amount in this. We had like 57 responses for it. 39% stated access to healthy foods and lifestyle programs. So me doing research on this, I'm like, and it's something that I've seen, firsthand as well. We need more farmers markets in East Harlem, but not just farmers markets. More of them. We need the hours need to be expanded, and then the days. There are no farmers market on Saturdays in East Harlem, or not just in East Harlem, our whole community district 11, right? And the closest one is on 125th on in Adam Clayton, and that's really small, and it's not even a lot of people don't even know about that one as well. But then, so like me personally, I go to Morningside to farmers market, right? And so looking at that, I decided to create this new request, you know, to the expansion and extended hours of farmers markets in East Harlem to increase access to fresh, healthy, and affordable food options in East Harlem by funding the creation of additional farmers markets and extending operating hours to better serve residents who work traditional or long hour schedules. East Harlem continues to face longstanding health and nutrition inequalities due to limited access to fresh produce and affordable food options. While several food markets currently operate in the area, most are open during the weekday mornings or early afternoon, which restricts access for working adults with full-time jobs and average commute times of 45 to 60 minutes. The request proposed funding for the expansion of farmers markets across East Harlem, including establishing new sites in underserved, thank you, Marcel, for correcting that word, blocks or natural developments, extending existing market hours into evenings and weekends to align with resident schedule, supporting mobile markets or pop-up vendors and transit hubs at hot-foot traffic corridors. And then basically this initiative aligns with the city's broader goal around food equity, public health, and environmental sustainability while responding to direct feedback from our residents seeking more convenient hours and location for healthy food access. And then I did propose use of the funds, grants, or contracts to nonprofit partners, permitting and logistics support for weekends and evening operations, stipends for local farmers, marketing and community outreach, and then equipment purchases if need help. And so that was that request for it. Please, attack it as you want to word it. Please do.
That's a really good new request. We need more farmers on this. It's a really thoughtful, it's a good, I think it's very well articulated. I think based on what you and Ada are putting together, I'm wondering how long of and how thorough a response we want to put in. We're going to need more than less, and let the staff and everybody else say, hey, you got to cut it down.
Is there like a word request?
I think that it's just like I guess requests have always been like a sentence or two, and now we're at like paragraphs and bullet points.
I think because like the response was like more information needed or contact the agency.
Exactly. So we're doing exactly that was why we gave more information last year. Yeah. So that's why I'm thinking to myself like we should just dump all of it in there. Like, and we shouldn't be because it's a request. Let's make the request up.
And like you said, you have more responses this year versus other years, so why not make it detailed?
What agency would we go for?
That's what I was thinking DOHMH because I think they're the ones that run the farmers market. So it's weird because like permitting for farmers market is parks to get the permit, but it's tricky of who really runs it. The farmers markets, you have Girl NYC, but that's not a New York City agency.
What about this? That's a city. I mean, in New York City.
That's the state.
That's the state.
Number one farmers.
So we gotta see. So that's all farmers market. have
I think for some reason, I think it's HRA because
I was thinking
Because of the
that
bucks.
comes from HRA, and then there's a program called Health Bucks,
Yes.
which is used at the farmer's
Here
market,
we go, let's do.
and that's definitely from HRA.
Yeah.
Are those the ones that provide like not vouchers,
It,
but
that's
like
what
the,
it's like, it's like
So-
coupons.
yes, the
To
coupon
be
books.
used at the,
So,
at the,
and that's what I thought too,
At
and then, like,
farmer's market, yes.
like, Health has the website, has the PDF of the map of all the farmers markets. No, it's just New York City Health. So if you type in nyc.gov/health/map, that map will come up, right? So that's why it was like, it was very confusing of like who runs it. Like, I'm thinking, right, as well, Healthy Bucks is run by HRA, but like the permits is run by Parks.
So I think for the sake of our committee, let's focus on HRA.
Oh,
I have a question. If we do reach out to HRA, then only HRA recipients would be able to benefit from this, correct?
No, it's just, they would just be the agency funding. Anybody would be able to be up to a broad receiving whatever qualifying benefits would be.
and I just do wanna state for the record for everyone, our community district only has 5 farmers markets.
I think that should be listed in that articulation you have.
Yeah.
Specifically. With only 5 farmers markets in East Harlem. You got hundreds of thousands. All right, so okay, I'm gonna go back to the request. All right, so there's another new request though. I want to go to that one before we start going back up. So new request, other programs to address public health issues. If you made this request and you'd like to talk about it, please. Is you too?
Which one is that one?
Fund community and school health literacy capacity building programs to embed health literacy training into East Harlem schools and CBOs leveraging existing structures to reduce health complications.
No, I didn't do that one. I did the one before.
Anybody taking credit for this one? Nope. It's okay, cool. We take all new requests. I think it's a great request. Any thoughts on that request? It's to fund health literacy.
Okay, I like it.
Who would that go to?
That could go to DYCD. It could also go to HRA. I mean, if we're like in doubt, HRA would be good. It could also be DOH and MH. They would probably be better too. Health education. Yeah. Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. They could be. We could. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, but it says, oh, I was gonna say, because it said into East Harlem schools, but then I saw that NCBO, so like maybe that's public schools.
Oh, well.
Maybe not, because they included that CBO's part.
Well, no, but we would. So, were you saying DYCD?
No, public schools. What's it? DOE.
DOE. Oh, we don't. So we wouldn't make a request to DOE. So we could we could make a request and give it to Youth and Education Committee. I'm on that committee. I can bring that there tomorrow, or we can keep it here, and we could also encourage them to take.
Yeah, we can do both.
But I'm just saying, when it comes up to the staff, they're gonna look through everything. They're gonna, if it's two going to different places, they might on their own decide who they think it should go to.
Okay.
So
that's more work for them, right? So.
I mean, but we want, but so yes. I mean, if we don't want to do it,
I don't want them to do more work.
yeah, but not so much about the work. Also, these are the requests we're identifying. So we don't want anyone else really to change anything that we're putting out. You know, so we don't want it to come out of this committee, go to another few people's eyes, and then it gets changed. It's like that kind of, because we're gonna vote on this.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that it is what we want it to be. So that's why I would say let's take control over as much of that as possible. All right, cool. All right, so there was another new request. This is the third one, to create or promote programs to decrease children's emergency department visits for asthma and prevent injuries. This was yours.
No, I just made a
You just made-
suggestion to like
okay.
add where the stats came from, because they always ask for like more information or whatever, so.
Okay. Okay.
I had another comment for a different one though afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, you want to talk about?
Yeah, I just, more of a question maybe than the actual suggestion at this point, but one of the ideas I had was that with all of the new development coming in and the jobs and everything that are gonna get created, there's no training center or like job centers for local residents to kind of upskill themselves so that when these new jobs do come in, that they go to the local residents. So there is a grant I read somewhere that there's like a initial capital expense, I guess, to build the center, but once it's built, there's no like ongoing maintenance of it for the people that would run through it. So I didn't know, A, if it should be economic development committee or whether it's human services, because it is for like our local residents to upskill themselves to take advantage of the
You want
stuff.
to echo that?
I'm not.
I think you are. I think that is a request. You should take. Yeah, it does sound like echo there. It would be good. Did you write it up in here?
Yeah, I just.
Do you mind if we pass that over to that committee?
No, that's fine.
We meet next week.
Oh, you guys do?
Next week.
You know, I love that. Thank you so much. All right, so with that, let's go back to the top. Now that we see the range, let's look at what is redundant. Oh, I think we already identified one that was redundant. Everything else, it sounds like we didn't identify as redundant. So let's finalize the language and rank it, and then we can move on.
Can I have a question for you, Lisa?
Yeah, please.
So with these ones that are quite repetitive but specific to a certain demographic, like does it, and they're all going to the same agency, do they kind of compete with themselves for the funding?
Good question.
They do.
Good question. So we should like try to, here's the thing, they say if you put too much in one request, it's not specific. So that's why we make them so different.
Yeah.
So it's like if you don't find this one, then you find this one, if you don't find this one, then this one. It's a weird strategy. So, yes.
Is there only one agency that you can ask for the funding?
So the agencies that this committee, the Human Services Committee, can make requests to is DYC, the Department of Youth and Youth and Development. Health and Hospitals, DOHMH, which is the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, HRA, which is Human Resources Administration, DIFTA, which is the Department of Aging, as well as, I'm missing something.
Did you say DOE?
No, we don't have DOE. Youth and Education has DOE. We have one more, Homeless DHS, Department of Homeless Services, which we never made requests to. Let's talk about that. We don't make any requests to
So we can work on that.
DHS.
So the one about the rats and mosquitoes was not Department of Sanitation?
No, that was going to DOHMH.
Okay,
Because remember, that's who came in, yeah, that's their job.
that's interesting.
Yeah, that's their job.
Rat SAR.
Yeah. So yes, thank you. So those are the 6 agencies that this committee would make requests from. And this is the health and human, it's not the health and humans, but it's supposed to be. We cover health as well. It's only called human services. But that's what it's supposed to be, health and human services.
And you can't ask for a number?
What do you mean? Oh, to these places? Absolutely.
No, like a funding number that you request.
Oh, no, that was another question that came up last month. Nah, we come, we really be here longer. But, no, we can't. We can only make recommendations. Our capacity is advisory at best. So we're making these requests and they're gonna go through this process with the city council to make it to the mayor. There's a budget time. I'm gonna share with you, when we meet, remind me to share with you the annual budget timeline, preliminary timeline. Because the budget goes through a few phases at which you can go to hearings and you can, hear about the different stages of the budget as it goes through, like preliminary to approved to make comments, then it's adopted, all of that stuff. So it has its phases.
But if you have your main agency, but another agency underneath that would be aiding that agency, I guess, like maybe with grants or whatever, is there a way to word it so that it's, I don't know how to say it. Like, you know how it could be this one, but it could be this one?
You mean for the city agencies or the organizations?
She means for the city agencies.
Yeah.
So for the city agencies, their money is coming right from like the mayor.
Oh, okay.
They the first line, so you're gonna pay all the city agencies to do all of the stuff the city's supposed to be doing.
Okay.
And with that, what the city is supposed to be doing is what we inform the city about regarding district needs throughout all of the community boards in the city.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how they're supposed to be basing their understanding of needs district by district.
Okay.
By listening to community boards and getting their district needs.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Thank you. That makes perfect sense.
Good. Keep asking these questions because they help me to stay sharp. What's up, brother? Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
You good? Yeah, man. Cool, man. Just want to make sure you're still good with us.
I'm still here.
All right, cool. So let's go through. Good. We doing good on time, so I just want to point that out to you. Let's go through these and finalize this language and rank these so we can move forward. Take a vote. We can move on to the next bit of information. And please, just know, I mean, unless you on, if you are on mute, Leslie or anybody on the board who's on Zoom and you want to unmute yourself, just unmute yourself, Leslie, Valerie, Ada, I see you there. If you guys want to give any feedback as we're going through, and Ada, I'm glad you're here because we were just talking about some of the comments you left. So as we're going through that now, if you guys want to just jump off the mute and just say something, please do, because I can't actually see your hand raised too much because I'm on another screen. So I just wanted to let y'all know that. Y'all all have abilities to unmute yourself too. Yes, you was going to say something? Okay. Okay, cool. So the first request is the create and promote program to destigmatize mental health needs and encourage treatment. Now that we've gone through the range, that's the difference in those other ones, because this request was specific to promote programs to destigmatize mental health needs and encourage treatment. So that was kind of different from the rest of it. None of them other ones talked about destigmatizing programs that destigmatize. So just to put that in that perspective. There's a rearticulation here that we can adopt if we're good with. East Harlem has the highest measured prevalence of current depression in New York, citywide, 24.4%, based on Manhattan neighborhood analysis published psychiatric hospitalization rates in East Harlem are also nearly 3 times the citywide average, underscoring both the scale of unmet need and the urgency of preventative community-based intervention. Addressing stigma through community-based education and outreach is critical, but lasting change requires more frontline providers. To meet this need, we request funding for additional social workers dedicated to East Harlem who expand treatment access, deliver evidence-based interventions, and help reduce avoidable hospitalizations. Okay, Janelle, that was why I said it seemed different. Because it doesn't, it was saying that, it's actually saying that addressing stigma through community-based education and outreach is critical, but lasting change requires more frontline providers. So the request then goes in to meet this need. We request funding for additional social workers dedicated. That's why I thought it was. I'm not saying it is. I was just saying that was the difference that made me, because it felt like it wasn't. It was shifting from, but it's just rearticulating it. So that's all. Just wanted to clarify where I had got stumped at. But I don't have any objections to this rearticulation of the paragraph, proposed solutions. I don't know how much of the bullet points we can add in. I do think the form in which, like, there was a way, so this is to you, Ada, and everyone else. There was a way that
Hi, yeah, these are more suggestions. I'm not exactly sure the format that you follow, but just a few points that maybe we can mention.
Okay.
Can I just say what I think is quite powerful here is like the sentence where there's an example of it working, and so then saying that it's scalable in East Harlem. I can't remember. I just read that somewhere.
Community site delivery. That's where you go.
Yeah, so like just having like that kind of tidbit to say like what we're asking for is not out of the realm of possibility, I think is quite powerful when you're putting it into a statement to say it's been done before, there's no reason why we can't replicate it here.
Okay, and where was that particular line?
Bullet point community site delivery.
I think-
and it talks about Thrive NYC. No.
I'm sorry, I went too far.
Yeah, you're in the
I'm
wrong,
like,
yeah.
what are y'all looking at? I went too far.
In the proposed solutions, the community site delivery.
Oh,
The fourth.
second class.
Yeah. Where it said like the Thrive NYC part. I agree with her because I think that's where a lot of the agency's responses are like, with more information or more studies need to be done. And it's like it's been done. Like, you don't need a pilot for the pilot that you already have.
Okay, so I need to do something. I'm going to. So these are actually our requests for fiscal year 27 now, that we are editing from 26. So what I'm going to do now is update the name of this document to be 27. The only problem with that is I don't have a record of, I wanna copy this document and didn't do that.
Leave it as
Yeah, no,
is.
yeah, right. So no, I'm gonna make this 27 after I copy it, since everyone is still on this.
Right.
I'll make a copy of it and then we can keep going. I'll look at the comments. Yeah, just for my own records. Everyone's records, so I would love for us to be able to see where we came from to get there, because we're about to start accepting suggestions. Okay, so I'm updating this one now to 27. We're going to say, I'm also going to say perspective. Expense priority budget request. That make sense? You know, good?
And you already made a copy of it?
I did make a copy of it. It's right here.
I didn't see it.
No, you asked me, did you make a copy? I said, yes, I did. There's a copy. Don't scare me. Yeah, so there is a copy now inside of the folder. So if y'all ever wondering where it's at in our district needs folder, inside of the fiscal year, you go to fiscal year 27 and you will see this document along with that copy of it. Also, you can just follow the path. Okay, cool. All right, so it sounds like we want to accept this rearticulate. First, let me accept this on the page first so that it stops in a different color, right? And it sounded like we wanted to add this last bullet point, bringing services into, I'm going to try to implant this inside of let me now check that. I'm going to underline. I inserted that bullet point right there. So I'll read it. East Harlem has the highest measured prevalence of current depression in New York City, 21.4%, based on a Manhattan neighborhood analysis published by CIRRUS. Bringing services into schools, NYCHA housing, and faith-based community centers reduces stigma and transportation barriers. Many New York City programs, for an example, Thrive NYC, mental health clinics, and schools have already shown this model works. So scaling in East Harlem is realistic. Psychiatric hospitalization rates in East Harlem are also nearly 3 times the city-wide average, underscoring both the scale of unmet need and urgency of preventative-based intervention. Addressing stigma through community-based education and outreach is critical, but lasting change requires more frontline providers. To meet this need, we request funding for additional social workers dedicated to East Harlem who can expand treatment access, deliver evidence-based interventions, and help reduce avoidable hospitalizations.
What if
So,
you
maybe
inserted
like-
after the second sentence? Because first you want to describe the problem. So the problem is the depression, the psychiatry, hospitalization rates. And then maybe we can say that this has worked. Just a suggestion.
Thank you, and
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say as well.
you know, you guys feel free. Everyone has editing power here. Y'all feel free to wordsmith this before we get to it. But I'm dropping it right there. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, sorry.
No, you good. You good. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay. So if we are, so what I'm going to do here is I will then update the request. I'll put so we have to actually recategorize this. So new requests. 1, 2. Explanation. And then we should comment.
Since your mouse is there, just hit insert, so you don't have to, I do it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, your mouse is up there, so.
Appreciate you. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this. Change. Thank you. So that's how it's structured, and we'll have the requests, and then we'll have the agency is going to, and then we're going to prioritize them. I guess we can rank them. Let's rank them now. I don't want to go back to this. So I know it's going to be hard to like rank them because like all of them are important, but we do need to rank them. So we can also come back and re-rank. So we don't have to, like, we can say, okay, let's go back and change that one from low to medium or from medium to high. So
That's the rank, it's not rank 1, it's just.
no, it's low, yeah, high, medium, low priority.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's in comparison to the rest of them, not to the issue right now, just to say that. So we're not, yeah, because we know they're all high. Okay, so how will we rank this one? First, are we fine with this language here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna this down here, I'm going to erase. The reason I'm erasing it because it's on our copy document. I can leave this while your comments. Okay, so
The comments will still be in the other one too.
the comments on, yeah, we can get rid of it. So if people are comfortable with that, I can erase them. That was why I wanted to copy it. So I didn't need the comments on this. You cool with that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So we have a clean document that we're giving. How do we want to prioritize?
High.
High?
Yeah, I go with high. I mean, it's the first one.
All right, cool, good one, good. So that's gonna be our example for how we're gonna be coming out of this meeting with these. These will be what we vote on at the end of this session. Okay, good. So the next one, this also had a re-articulation. East Harlem, this is the overdose one. So this one, East Harlem has one of the highest drug overdose death rates. I'm reading the re-articulation by here. East Harlem has one of the highest drug overdose death rates in New York City, 56 per 100,000 residents compared to the citywide average. This crisis is concentrated along these particular locations where overdoses, public drug use, and frequent emergency effect. Current services, okay, so to address this, we request funding for additional peer support workers and social workers in East Harlem who can provide street level engagement, connect at use populations to treatment and reduce preventable deaths.
So because of that very first one, where we're asking for more social workers, I think DOH may just say like, no, you're already asking for more funding for social workers, and then your very next request is to add more funding for social workers. That seems kind of redundant. If we take out social workers for it and focus on those peer support workers and other workers, I think that could be helpful.
As opposed to one specific type of.
Yeah.
Thoughts, everybody?
I agree. That makes sense.
Ada, did you hear what was just proposed?
I didn't exactly hear the whole thing, but if you guys agree, I'm fine with it.
No, it's not so much about that. It's about, because I do want you to understand how we're working.
So I think he
So
mentioned the
we-
difference between this one and the other one, right? The social workers that we're asking.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, so the feedback was if we just take out the word social workers and focus on the other forms of peer support, then there would be strengthened so that it's not.
Sure, sounds good to me.
Such as, can we do
I don't
this
know if we can
with
say
such-
a specialized medical staff or something along those lines.
Yeah, you are reading my mind. We gotta be more specific. What do we mean? What is a peer support worker? We can say a peer support, we can say specialized medical, however, but I think we should, specialized medical staff.
So then should we switch it from DOH to health and hospitals then?
Yes.
We could. They ain't giving us the response anyway. It's up to y'all. It's up to y'all.
Yeah.
I don't want to be down the wrong look. To address this crisis, we request funding for additional specialized medical staff, specialized medical staff, peer support workers, and I think
Other community.
I would say and street, and
I would just leave it as the two of them.
there's those two right here. Okay. So it reads, to address this crisis, we request funding for additional specialized medical staff and peer support workers in East Harlem who can provide street level engagement, connect at-risk populations to treatment, and reduce preventable deaths. You like
That's
that?
good, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm with that too. Now, are we changing the agency?
Yes, to hospital.
Because I noticed a lot of our requests is to DOHMH and then always goes back with the same response. Yes.
How will we rank this
Fine.
Okay, we could always come back and then see what is not as high. Compared to
Actually, to me, this was even higher than the previous one, just because a lot of the mental issues can come also from over abuse of drugs and, so, but anyhow, I understand that the other one is more general.
So you're thinking that if we were ranking the two, we should rank this one high and the last one medium?
That was my thinking, but
I feel like often the mental health is the cause of the overdose, so it's almost like which one do you treat first?
Right, because some folks have testified that one exacerbates the other and the other exacerbates the other.
they're definitely related. I mean, you can also have economic reasons and yeah.
Okay, so this is the next one here, another rearticulation of this one was the other senior center programs request. We were initially saying providing seniors with tailored support. We were
Cultural and language.
cultural and language.
Oh yeah, because this is the one for like specific
Right.
for seniors who has an English barrier.
Yes. Okay, so this one reads, the rearticulation from Ada reads, and we gotta let me know what you're thinking. East Harlem has a rapidly growing senior population with over 20% of residents aged 60 and older living below the federal poverty line. New York City Department of Aging, that's the site, 2022. Many seniors face overlapping challenges, including chronic health conditions, limited English proficiency, and unstable housing. Without targeted investment, these barriers increase isolation, worsen health disparities, and reduce quality of life. We request funding to expand senior-centered programming in East Harlem with a focus on bilingual caseworkers, in-home care support, and culturally sensitive services that enable older adults to age in place with dignity.
I like this. Is it possible we can combine this with 25 and 50? Is that because I know 25 and 50 is also asking for similar.
I think 25 is redundant.
25 is redundant.
Yeah. I think
Sorry, which one was 25 again?
it's very similar.
It's
It's asking for culturally sensitive and language appropriate workers.
So,
same population.
so we can possibly remove that one from this one?
I think so. That would be my recommendation.
Okay, so let's first confirm this one. So we are comfortable with this language here?
Yes.
I did really like this. Ada, you did a great job with these.
I'm glad I'm able to help.
Do we want to say where it says that bilingual? Do we want to put in parentheses the different languages in there?
I think we should.
That way it's not like, oh, what language are you talking about?
Wasn't that further on?
Right.
Talking about Creole
And that was 25. 25 was specific to Creole, French, Creole, Haitian Creole, Spanish. So that's what I was like that combining them, and I guess that's what I mean by the kind of. I don't know who's highlighting it.
I got it.
How will we prioritize this?
I would say medium.
I would agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't even say my rankings on nothing Asian.
It's not very.
Robin, though, I'll be looking at her like, what we ranking? I'm not telling you.
This is so not a new request, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. So
Wait, back to 23, put limited English proficiency. Where do we want me to add languages in there?
The focus on where it says with the focus on bilingual, so in parentheses after bilingual, the languages in parentheses case workers. You see it?
I'm gonna pull it up for you right now.
Please.
Second to that sentence.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next one is 24, which is other programs to address public health request.
So that was the one that we getting rid of this to create a new request to help the hospital as a capital request. That's what the box is.
So, we're good with erasing this.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about the new request further down, so that's where it is.
You have to change the text color.
Oh, you still suggestion, you know you can always change that to right. Like you can edit on it. You don't have to keep suggestion.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, so, okay, so 25. Now 25 y'all said was redundant.
Yes.
So what are we doing?
It's embedded in number 50.
And number 23.
And 23. So this is the language we're actually pulling out, the Spanish or French, Haitian Creole.
Yep.
That's what's up there now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. So we are erasing 25.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure we're on the same page.
I think it's like.
Yeah, I'm not. We want to make sure we're on the same page. Okay. So 26 is to promote vaccination and immunization. So what's the note to add regarding priority with the current admin and this information around vaccines?
Yeah. And so also with this as well. So besides because of this executive administration and their idea of what vaccinations are. I don't know if you heard of New York State, and California, I think Washington, Oregon created this new, I guess, coalition that's focusing on vaccinations now. So I got it.
Okay, so then what language do we want to add in here to just say that? Do it just be a sentence to preface some of what y'all are talking about?
Yeah, so it may be, I'm afraid that DOH may come back and talk about that new coalition. Yes, okay, yes.
There was a re-articulation of this.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see this.
Yeah.
East Harlem Lower Childhood and Routine Vaccination. Ada, did you see Jen's comment before you made your comment? Your re-articulation?
No, I haven't seen. I
Yeah.
think when I did these, I didn't see any comments.
Okay, no, it's all good. It's all good. Just wondering. So this says the re-articulation is East Harlem has historically lower childhood and routine vaccination rates than other Manhattan neighborhoods. Recent NYC Department of Health data, see the Childhood Vaccination Data Explorer at NYC Gov shows coverage for key childhood vaccinations in some East Harlem zip codes and only in the mid 50% range. While coverage in the nearby Upper East Side zip codes exceeds 80 to 85%. These gaps put children and families in an increased risk of outbreaks of preventable diseases like measles, whooping cough, and flu, and at avoidable healthcare costs. We request targeted funding to expand vaccination outreach, education, and access in Harlem with a focus on trusted representatives, multilingual communication, and neighborhood-based vaccination sites. I definitely think that is a better articulation, explanation of what we had. Do we still feel the need to add what we just said about, because I like the trusted representatives. Oh my Lord.
I like the Upper East Side steps, like 20 blocks down is double.
Yeah. So it's called the Northeast Public Health Collaborative.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Can we get someone from there to come here and talk to us?
So this just announced, and DOHMH is a part of it.
Oh, so they should tell us about it when they come give us an update.
When they come give us an update.
We're gonna get it. All right, that's cool.
We should make a note to whatever we said.
Yeah, I got one of the contact agencies. All right, how are we ranking this one, y'all? Vaccinations.
Hi.
Yeah, I was thinking that, especially. But I mean, for sure. Don't see any big-
I don't disagree.
I don't disagree.
Do I need to be scared right now? I don't think so.
I can't say, yeah. Like vaccinations, no, and but then tell people, hey, make sure you go get your flu shot.
Yes, I just did.
Yeah.
All
COVID
right,
went
so
on.
But they
animal
do
pest
make you,
control.
my kids aren't allowed in school unless they get their flu shot by January. And you have to like submit the form to the teachers.
And how are all these kids unvaccinated?
They don't go to school until they're 5.
Right.
Okay, so this one is the pest control one. I didn't see any. Oh, Haywood said remove this. We can't remove this, Haywood. Pests, man. How we gonna get this one? I tried to remove it last year, man. If we remove this and you see one rat in East Harlem, they gonna blame us for it. You know what I mean? We gotta go. Yeah, I think that was the feedback. So can we keep this one? Is that okay with that?
Sure.
We can rank it low.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
This will be our first low ranking. You can feel good about this one.
Can we add something about like the dog food on the streets and cleaning, that kind of
That
like,
should be a whole request.
Sure.
Dog food?
yeah.
I agree.
Why haven't we seen one that before?
So I know,
I mean, it makes pests, right? Like they're.
so I did.
I don't think dogs are pests, but.
No, the
Dogs
food,
are
the
not.
food.
One
The
word,
piece of
one word.
So,
Not the dogs,
Are not.
The dogs are pests.
and
not the dogs.
Yeah.
Is it the owner or the dog?
It's the owner.
Yeah.
It's the owner
I was
who's
gonna
not
say the
cleaning
fecal
up.
matter makes
So I know in
pests.
environmental, open space and parks, the other committee I know we are putting in a request about making sure the doggy bag refill always full and creating new ones as well. We
We should
did
have one on every block.
we did have an issue where we don't know who's in charge of refilling it because someone on the committee said that Parks stated that it is on the community
It is,
to refill them.
it is.
But if you go to the community garden right here on, I think that's 117.
Mhm.
Is it 117 or 118, whichever one that is? I should know the number before. But if you walk past that doggy bag thing, the community can't refill it because there's a lock on top of it.
Interesting.
I took a picture of it and I was just like, how am I supposed to refill this? If it's on me to refill, how are we supposed to refill it if there's a lock?
Well, you could ask for funding for an event. Previously, Melissa Marquiterito had an event called The Food Fairy Doesn't Live in East Harlem. And recently, Diana's interim chief of staff, Melinda, who worked for Melissa, wanted to do the same thing. So it's been done in East Harlem. But it doesn't get the people who need to hear it to come.
Yeah, it's one of the education thing, and then training the handler. Because I can't blame the dog for pooping.
The only way around it is to penalize the owner.
Yeah, it's so hard to enforce.
Yeah,
How many of us here are dog owners?
I'm a cat owner, so I don't have that.
Two.
You guys curb your dogs.
Absolutely.
Great, we appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All of us non-dog owners who have to dodge poop.
Yeah.
We have to dodge poop as well.
It's different. It's like, you kinda use
They're
that
not dodging their own dog's food. They're dodging other people's.
Right.
So,
All right. So let's go to number 29. Oh, so I ranked that one low for pest control.
Yes.
And Janelle, I don't think the dogs can be labeled as pets, sorry.
No, the dog poop makes
I don't think that's
the point.
Oh,
The point is that it attracts the
because of
bugs
the
and,
poop,
yes,
makes more.
not the dogs being pests.
You know, if in those containers, there was hand sanitizer, they might be more willing to pick up the poop, because I think people who don't pick up the poop are just grossed out.
They're just not prepared.
Yeah, because it is like weird to pick up.
I'm not gonna get into that. So, if they have hand sanitizer available, they might be more willing. Just a thought.
Hand sanitizer on top of bags?
I was say the bag,
Yes.
your handshake go through the bag, but if it does, you need more than hand
Of
sanitizer.
course, but still, like, I do both.
Yeah.
You know, we put up hands, I mean, that is a human service thing to put up hand sanitizer.
What's your cat's name?
Posting them throughout the city.
These are requests we can make, people. These are not.
It's a crazy, it's a, I ain't gonna say
The
crazy.
city was giving out all these hand sanitizers during COVID. So,
And I know for sure they still have some.
Maybe in the request for these new boxes, they can say accompanied with hand sanitizer products.
or they could make like these little.
That way the box has more than just the needle, so not only after you dump the needle, you also have hand sanitizer products there.
Mhm.
That's, so that could be.
And then clean our hands will reduce bacteria and risk of spread.
Exactly. What's up, baby?
Oh no, but then if you don't have the hand sanitizer, then they're gonna say, well, you didn't have the, because once you do it, they're gonna say, oh, and no hand sanitizer, so I'm back to not picking up.
But you put it in those ones where you can't see if there's any left, so they do it and then they go and get it and realize there's none left. Like, it's too late, they already picked up the food.
They'll realize how clean their hands are, they're like, I'm gonna have hand sanitizer on my person.
The thing would be more presence of ASPCA. And if you're a cough, continuously cough, getting your dog not being heard, then we can take it out from you.
I agree with that. That had to come from the dog owner.
Dogs are gonna go.
That's the owners, that's ASP, I mean, they'll go somewhere.
Well, the problem is they don't get a dog.
Yeah, it'll just go back to the shelter, yeah. I mean, the fine, or heavy fines, they could be
Yes,
like,
It should be like a parking ticket.
like a parking ticket.
Right.
That would be a whole
shelters
nother
are-
income. You know, they have a whole budget line in the city just off of fines and fees. That's a whole budget line.
But
It's like-
that's a whole,
They do that in the UK, you get caught, you have to pay £50 or something. Probably 100 now.
that's a problem.
In Japan, they can shame you, so, you know, we can bring that back.
In Singapore, they arrest you.
How do you shame? Because they can't?
Oh, no, it's a whole culture thing. You get shamed by the whole community for not.
You'll be the only one.
You be the only one not picking up your
Shame.
dog. All
Alright, all right, let's keep it moving. Allocate, so this one, I'm gonna read it and then off the comments. Allocate funds for outreach services to homebound older adults and for programs that allow the elderly to age in place. And Hayward said, recommend this request should be a part of number 23. Is this already mentioned in 23?
23 was like the specific to people that
Senior
had
centers.
English.
Yeah.
Yes, it does say aging in place with dignity.
Yeah,
This was a request for language.
yeah, so that's the difference, so I don't, before I understood what 23 meant, I was agreeing with Hayward on it, but now that it's clear.
Okay, so then, connecting more, Robin, does this comment mean we should change something?
What I really focused on was what makes this different, and it talks about transition from hospital to rehab and then to home, which is really a mess. Rehabs are not rehabbing anymore. They're sending people home who are not rehabbed, and they're like islands. They're not getting support services. So my request was to connect them as they're being transitioned home, connect them at that time to social workers so that the social worker can oversee all these services. Just parenthetically, if you're coming to rehab on a Friday, it means you're not gonna have anybody come to see you till Monday. You're gonna be alone the entire weekend, and if you can't get up to toilet, to feed yourself, to whatever, it's a mess.
So what should we write? So help me out with the arts.
I was suggesting that we focus more on the idea of transitioning
Should I change?
to help people age in place, to help them transition more appropriately from hospital to rehab to home by putting caseworkers in place as they leave the facility, not waiting for somebody like visiting nurse service, whose services are temporary, and then they're pulled.
So should I just add this to the end of what we had and just be like, we request?
I think so. Thank you. I personally think that's a high.
Okay, guys, let me read off this language to y'all. Let me know what y'all think, and then we can rank it. Let's see, this is going to
We tell people don't ever agree to be discharged on a Friday.
That's correct. Okay, so let me know if there's anything we want to remove from here. I just added on Robin's statement to the end of this. So it says now, provide explanation, provide additional funding to expand outreach services. Oh, you know what? Let's put that at the top. Funding to connect more. Yes, that's what it should be. That's what. So, additional funding to. Provide additional funding to connect more older adults to case management services as they return to the community. This is providing additional funding to connect more older adults to case management services as they return to the community is essential, in tandem with the VNS or other comparable temporary services that provide a recuperative bridge transition, often connected to home care, but not often necessary services that a case management social worker can put in place and or oversee as the client advocate.
Thank you.
Should I?
That's quite a sentence.
Yeah, it was. Also because it was my first time reading it. Do we? Okay.
But the verbiage is.
So, Robin, are you suggesting that we replace, or how do we want to manage this language? Should I just?
I think what you really want to say, it's not just about, they're going to say they already have lots of services in place to help people age in place.
Okay.
I think what we're really talking about is putting services in place specifically for transitioning from hospital to rehab to home.
So transitional services.
I think that's really what this should be about.
Hospital to.
We should change the request title.
That's what I'm saying. The request is just too generic.
Okay, so the request.
Because they say they already do this through senior centers and case management agencies.
So then what would
like
we
mine.
name the request? Because the request titles are actually pre-written.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, those are pre-written.
Oh.
Yeah, those are not, we only write the explanation.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can't we just say exactly how you said it, from hospital to
rehab to home.
to rehab to home, so they know what the stops look like.
And then you want to talk about in particular for the weekend services. I don't want to say weekend services, since that's the aim or two.
No, it's about connecting a person as they're being discharged.
Okay.
So then
Case management
we need to
service.
change
But not-
the rest
Sorry, so we need to change the rest of it, because that does not the same request as the transition.
I agree.
Figure out
So
right
my
now,
question
so I'm
to
taking
you
this
is,
completely up. That's all I was saying. Yes.
should people, I hear what you're saying, but I guess my other thought would be, the other issue is that they have home health aid services.
Not everybody does.
That's what I'm saying. The issue is that
The issue is
you
like,
have to,
the
you
issue
have,
is unsafe discharge is really the issue.
right.
So to combat that, you need to put somebody appropriate, a case manager in place to make up for that, to make sure that the person is in fact safe at home by putting other services in place.
But I think that, but that's too, because the case manager is not gonna help you go. The case manager role really is to coordinate. So they're gonna just really, because in the hospital, their coordination is different.
Yeah.
They just want you,
They want you out.
the case manager might say they need to stay, but the doctor's gonna say that person is healed, they need to move on, even in these services. The other issue is that the case manager can apply for home health aid. It takes a while, and then they're gonna say, "Oh, this person's not qualified, but for only 5 hours in the week."
Right.
But the person naturally needs 30 hours of home health aid, which would help with that transition from rehab.
Well,
because then a lot of, that's the problem with insurance.
But an organization like VNS is usually put in place temporarily to bridge the gap, but it's never enough.
It's never. So you're saying there needs to be
Provide and connect to, I think we need to then provide, we need more, what, it sounds like you're saying, we need more, the home health.
non-based insurance home health aids that help people transition in rehab, because then that person is entitled to at least, let's say, 7 days of a home health aid until after the person discharged.
And that would be a health and hospital zone. We could also make that a request.
But the voice in it is what's gonna get the other funders to say, yeah, that's what we need. Because DIFTA represents the older population.
Yeah.
And if no one's hearing from them, it's not a problem to them. But it is a problem, because if you're in the hospital, you're getting discharged Friday, and yeah, you might have a home health day, but they only contracted out from Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You have a luck. And then you got to have a skilled social worker to really write.
That's what I'm saying.
The right.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to know that how to get them extra, how to get what you need. You got to have a skilled social worker, how to fill out write the right things, because some of them just be like, oh yeah, blah, and then they be like, yeah, that's only 3 hours.
Well, it sounds like you want a complete, like a whole program.
You need a reentry program that involves you having a home health aid for 7 days post discharge.
So the funding would be the creation of a program.
So you really need a program.
How many hours? Because isn't it according to hours as well?
That's
if I'm not mistaken. Days and hours.
You should be getting. What I'm hearing you saying, they need 24/7, at least 7 days after their discharge. They need 24/7
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm
She's
saying.
talking.
Just to make sure that they have.
You can't change insurance policies. You can't. I wish you could. What I'm saying is, because of those factors and others, it's most important to have a skilled social worker connected to that person, in addition to the VNS person who's providing just temporary care as the person comes home into the community.
May I say something? It sounds like you, if I may, it sounds like it would have to be its own special initiative or program, unless you can find one out there and like create a mandate or such at the existing social worker, or if you like re-educate them to let them know this is an option for you to refer your client there just to bridge the gap, whether they have insurance or not. That's the social workers. Like that's not really that.
So
it sounds like a wraparound service.
It goes back to the original point.
The way it works now is, as VNS is about to pull out their services, they connect the person to an agency like mine. It's too late. It's a little too late.
Because they've already been discharged.
They will have already been home for maybe 4 weeks.
So VNS, when you're in rehabilitation, when does the connection of service start?
The day that you, they make the connection the day that you leave.
Then is
But
that
it's
the
not in
problem?
place the day
Right.
that you leave.
So is that the problem?
Yes, that's part of the problem.
That they're
That is
not
part of the
connected there.
problem.
Day one, when they get there, they should
That is
connect
part
them.
of the problem.
So, which is why we were saying skilled
Hold on for a second.
to eliminate.
I'm sorry to make this so
No, you're
long.
good.
No,
That's you passionate about.
Sorry, I just want.
I am passionate about it.
Cause they,
These poor people are like bugs on their back, literally.
no, older adults are the most forgotten population
Oh,
that comes to
totally.
service.
Hold on for a second. Yes.
So what I just want to be clear, so when people in rehab, why can the person that is in rehab request this skilled social worker? Like, is that an option?
They in rehab, they might not be.
I'm just saying, or like a family member, like, some type of, whatever the healthcare proxy is, someone who's advocating for the person. I have a family member that's in rehab right now, so that's why this is really interesting to me, because I'm like, okay, he needs to get on it with, treatment afterwards, just hearing, but when does a person need this skilled social worker? Like, when does that take place?
They should have one as they're being discharged, but it doesn't happen.
Okay.
They're connected to a visiting nurse service type person.
And you're saying that is
It could
just
be
not
a
adequate?
nurse, it could be a nurse, it could be a social worker. Sometimes they're interchangeable.
Okay.
So
But
can I
those
ask,
services are temporary.
Okay.
can I bring us back so we know, so we
Yeah.
can move past this one? What is the request that we are making? So what was articulated that I just pasted in from the comment, the explanation, request, allocate funds for outreach services to homebound older adults and for programs that allows the elderly to age in place. That's the request. The explanation is providing additional funding for more,
Support services?
to connect more older adults, is providing more additional funding to connect more. To connect more older adults to case management services as they return to the community.
You know what? I think you just need to put a word in front of case management, which is in-home. Because that's what it is. It's not what you would get at a senior center. It's services that are literally brought into your home.
Okay, so can I give it a preface with some of this information that we got here?
So much.
I'm gonna preface it with some of these steps and stuff, and then that'll be the request.
Thank you.
He's doing the work, huh?
Okay, I'm gonna read this off and y'all tell me what this, how this reads.
Okay.
If this captures what I'm hearing. According to the NYC Department of Aging, over 16% of East Harlem's population is 65% or older, and many face challenges in accessing necessary care. Additionally, sort of 15% of East Harlem population has a reported disability, according to city data. I should put something like this, which leads to how, okay. This includes faster service transitions.
That should come after.
That should come after this.
I requested access.
So what?
I requested access something. I'm on a different
Oh,
device.
Anybody else can't edit this?
I'm on a different device now.
Okay. It should be good.
Okay.
This. I'm sorry, so we're moving this down. This includes faster Okay, so providing additional funding
To connect.
to connect, yes, thank you. To connect more older adults to in-home case management
Thank you.
services as they return to the community is essential in tandem with the visiting nurse services or other comparable temporary services that provides a recuperative bridge transition often connected to home care, but not other necessary services that a case management social worker can put in there and or oversee as a client advocate. These programs.
To support, to support.
Okay, cool. So, yes, we'll reduce hospital readmission rates and ensure that residents have resources and support needed to maintain their independence and live safely at home. This includes faster service transitions from hospitals to home care, along with in-home healthcare meals, delivery, and social services. I think with that long conversation, this got a lot more clear.
Thank you.
It actually is very much.
Mine too.
I have a question. So where does medication come into this?
Medication is.
I wouldn't, they wouldn't provide them medication, but.
No, that's medication would be through the doctors. And possibly the visiting nurse. But after they pull out the services, the person is on their own. And the only person who can do what's called a pre-pour, which is putting medication in the pill boxes, is a nurse. Not all.
So how will we rank this one?
Yes, I suggested after all this conversation should be high.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it will.
Thank you.
Other domestic violence services requests, Hayward, you wanna give some feedback on that comment? Mike, is that what you- Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
I don't really have one because I feel like they're gonna just say we have those.
Oh,
We got programs with domestic violence. What are you asking? What's the problem?
Their response was contact the agency, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I mean. Most of my things were like, they're gonna say we have that. What are you saying is the problem?
I think in that regard, then we keep it and contact the agency, since they keep doing it.
I hate to say that it's low because DB is very, very high. But we're keeping it and they keep asking for, they said provide more info. I don't think it necessarily needs to be high then.
We don't have to write this.
Wait.
Because we're not,
Yeah, it could be, yes, go.
I was saying, can we circle back, please, because I got lost.
so, yes,
Oh, yeah.
because we're not changing the verbiage on this. And we're keeping it the same because the agency says, hey, we need more info. I don't necessarily want to rank it high, even though it should be high.
Because they have more information that we're not providing.
Yeah, because what is it, like they were saying, like, yes, they already have services for DV, right? And we're asking for additional funding. We need to be like more specific, but we don't know how specific we need to be without that.
Yeah, I think then what we can say is that increased funding is needed for, I think that's what we can say. So, okay, maybe we already do have it, but we need more money for it.
As opposed to just regular funding.
If this is okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna vote, but I'm gonna vote with the comment of I think that most of these not all, they're gonna say, okay, you're asking for money. What are you asking for more money? What? Have you talked to the CBOs who we give the money for? Are they saying they don't need money? like you saying it's an increase, we got that. That's why we gave you services. But is it that people can't access the services? Is it that there's lower police response call? There's
not enough beds.
not enough beds available.
Well, that's not thing for them. They didn't say that.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that's why I've been quiet, because I think that when I sit on a lot of committees for grants and proposals at my organization, all that stuff, and we're thinking about when they say this is an RFP, they're gonna say, should we give you money for this? What are you going to do uniquely that's not already out there? What is unique? What is the problem? And so I'm thinking what we're saying is, how do we get them to say, oh, versus them saying get more information or additional information is needed? It's like, okay, we had 137 people sit, 137 community members, 5 CBOs, and they all say there's only 40 beds available in our shelter. And there is over 300 cases of police phone calls I'm just using an example, like there's 300 police calls that people need emergency bed placements for domestic violence. But the CBO says we're only funded for 30 beds, but each night we're getting calls for 40. So that means a woman is stuck inside of a home with a domestic violence that deter. Then that's a problem. Now I can put that and say we need more funding for beds. How many beds? 40 beds. Yeah. That gives a little more push to maybe say, okay.
It's an informed request.
It's an informed request. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that's what I'm
currently is. Well, I'm gonna say two things. One, you're also responsible if these requests are uninformed, because you're sitting here with us. So to the extent that they seem uninformed, help us to inform them, right? That's a call to all of us, because we're all here doing it together, right? So you can't vote and say they're uninformed, you can go and you're here with us. So I'm gonna call you out on that. So you can help try to inform these a little more where you see they may be uninformed. But to the point of this one, I understand the point you're making. Is there something first off, I think we could go on a number I think there's a number of cases we could make for this. One of them can be the lack of visibility or access to domestic violence prevention programs in East Harlem. That could be one.
That's preventative. Yes.
Yes.
Preventative. No, I'm saying is what you're saying. I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. I'm telling you my informative thing about this process. Why I don't know much about how. That's why I'm just kind of being quiet now. Like I don't know the thing, but like if you now that could say like, oh, we don't see this here in East Harlem where there are domestic violence shelters. We don't see campaigns of 911 calls or where people can get services in East Harlem.
So yeah, I think that's what we can read.
Yeah, I think that's what we can.
I was gonna say something like we could also, part of it can be increase the visibility and access.
Yeah, so like you know how the sentence said programs that can provide survivors with research support and safety planning.
Prevention.
Yeah, so it's an additional funding, right? So I think the funding needs to be into campaigning.
And programs.
So I think that's what he's saying. Like the programs are specifics. The programs are there. But it's that people don't know about said programs.
But you know what? I think.
And that's an assumption.
I was about to say that's an assumption because we're on the program, and that's what we need.
I just Googled and found 5 in East Harlem right away. 102.9. There's probably more because there's some that are under the radar.
So I think,
and then I do know East Harlem does have quite a bit of DV shelters.
Yes, it does. It does. I don't know if you.
Yeah, and so I think that's where the campaign of letting people know that these options are there for you.
Okay.
So I think the funding request should be more towards campaigning prevention.
So word
stopping
suggestions.
The cycle?
Word suggestions to implement.
Can I just say
yes,
something?
Sheena. And first Janelle and then Sheena.
That's fine, you go. Go ahead. I was just gonna say that like part of this, of all of the responses that contact the agency for more, like because we haven't done that, we don't know what the response is gonna be. So I think for this year, like if we put this back in and actually contact the agency when they come up with a response to make it more beneficial for next year is probably part of the problem, right?
Yeah.
If we say to them, tell us your programs, we invite them to the board meeting to do their announcements, we bring them to the committee, we tell them to then start coming to our events and things like that and handing out stuff. Like we don't know what they're doing because we just haven't asked them.
I agree with you. I think that between what you said and what Haywood said, that's the strategy, and that we make sure that these are more informed so they don't undermine. That was the reason why we added more research into our request from last year so that we could be more informed. And then to your point, yes, getting them to the table so that we can actually get the answers for why they're saying we need more information. Then we could better draft. So I think, yeah, we are shooting blind. So I don't want, this ain't, we're shooting blind at a lot of stuff right now. So I don't, yes, please.
I have a couple suggestions. You can ask to fund Safe Horizon, confidential shelters, intake centers for families, permanent housing support, advocacy and counseling, economic empowerment, legal assistance, cultural specific resources, violent intervention, public awareness campaigns, the mayor's office to end domestic violence and gender-based violence, conducts a community outreach and prevention education, often partnering with local groups during events like Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Local training specifically for domestic violence.
Sheena, can I ask you to say those first few things again? The housing ones, the ones that were related to safe spaces.
Okay, immediate and crisis services is emergency hotline, emergency services.
Yeah, that wasn't, it was, yes, keep on.
NYC Family Justice Center, and FJC Office in-person services for survivors of intimate partner violence, sexual violence, and other forms of gender-based violence. That location is 80 Center Street.
No, that's not, I'm sorry, I was.
No, you talking about Safe Horizon.
Yeah, where you was at when you read that.
Safe Horizon, you want the breakdown?
I want you to read those few things you said. Safe Horizon, what were those places specifically you named? You named Safe Horizons.
I named Safe Horizons as the organization, it just gives the breakdown of it. You want that?
Oh, that's what that was, the breakdown.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
I
the
thought
breakdown.
that was
I thought you gave, I thought after that was another.
No, Safe Horizon is a phone line you could call and you could talk to people and then they'll check up on you later and then they'll keep checking up on you and they'll refer you out to different places.
So you're saying the point is to ask for additional funding for more resources from the Safe Horizons?
Or
More funding for Safe Horizons.
Yeah,
program
but they
that
wanna
what they would speak.
Isaac, I'm not saying nothing. Every time I look, because I'm a very critical, people think I be critically. I don't have any feet. In my head, I'm making a joke. In my head, I'm making a joke about how far a devil advocate can go, and the devil advocate would be if I was DOMH, I would say, okay, these are 37 things you just listed. What are you doing to promote them in your community? We give it. I'm just that's the devil advocate I would play.
That's not what the budget people want to say. They're not gonna say you should have did it.
But it's saying
They'll say something
DOMH.
like, yeah, they'll say the agency already funds, if they're already doing something, they'll be like, the agency is already funding this.
If I was a wise ass, which I am at work, and you call me and I say hello, and I'm DOMH, right? You calling me and you saying, hey, you didn't get that. I'm gonna say, there's 37 things you listed, and the reason why we're not giving you additional funding is you might say, well, we're not getting it. No one knows about it, right? That's why we need more funding. I will say, aren't you a community board? Isn't your job to inform? Why are we giving you more money to just inform people? We gave you the money. That's me being a wise ass on the other line, and I can see Isaac. Can I get your seat?
Any of my suggestions on that rationale here. I would never base anything on that rationale because one, their role is not to kick back to us and tell us what we're not doing.
Right.
So that's why I wouldn't.
You don't think? Because I would think
just going off the responses we get.
I know, but I would think
that I don't think that we should prepare for them to say, hey, you should be doing X, Y, Z. If that's the case, then
that's why I said that was a joke.
No. I'm just saying. You know what? So that was my fault. I'm gonna stop because I called you up.
I said it was I could go far as
No, he has a good point, but
so maybe
go for it, please.
So maybe public awareness campaigns.
Yeah,
is
that's what we're
why
going,
one
that's what we're
knows.
going back to.
So
That's what I'm
that's
going
the
back to, yes.
funding.
Increase the public awareness for the programs that are already existing.
Yeah, so
In the
not,
East Harlem, there you
not,
go.
not increase funding for programs.
For programs, for the visibility, yes.
The
For the visibility and the campaigning to encourage people to utilize.
Right, and reallocation of their staff, because now see that point, you don't see, they have a prevention unit somewhere, there's a small unit, they sit somewhere. They don't come out to East Harlem though. They stuck down in Lower East Side, making sure people are, like, they stuck in certain, but they're not coming out here doing grassroots work. That's what they're supposed to do.
So maybe that's the funding you're asking.
That's additional piece of more campaign, including staff reallocation.
That could be.
I can get all day. How's he gonna get on there? He gonna be like, why did he join this?
I would love y'all.
Huh?
That's what I'm saying, because if I'm the only one wordsmith, it's gonna be alone.
No, that's good. No.
You two
Well, what you did was you shifted a vote. That's what Isaac did. That's what Isaac did. He was like, I'm gonna try to get your vote. I need you to vote yes at the end of the day, so we all can numbers.
No. Beloved, it don't even matter. If we all vote,
Can we get funding to fix the pipes?
Yeah, and the AC.
That's the pipes, man. It's a human service issue.
Yes.
Can we move this along? I'm sorry.
Increased funding for ER services remains, or we're taking that out?
No, increased funding for emergency services, for increased visibility of.
Ada has her hand.
I could also write that so you didn't need to. Marcel. I was not putting pressure on you, Marcel.
I
was
want
talking
to,
Chance.
though.
Chance has to computer.
Right?
I just gave
Yes.
it back like this. Ada, please come off mute and talk to us.
I had a question regarding the rate of 10.3. That's not percentage. So should we say that's a rate of 10.3 incidents per 1,000? I'm guessing that's what it is. Because it's a bit vague. Rate of 10.3 what?
Now, are we sure it's per 1,000?
I tried to look it up. I didn't exactly get it, but I can double check and then adjust.
Okay, thank you, and we can look at it. Oh yeah, the volume probably. And it might be different since we last wrote this too. That's another thing. These were stats that we put in last year too. Okay, increase funding for emergency services programs such as Facebook Horizon, in addition to increasing public awareness through visibility campaigns.
That's what campaigns are.
I think you're doing good. Increasing public awareness through visibility campaigns.
Because that's the purpose of.
Yeah, and what were you saying, Haywood, about the prevention crew? You was like, we got to.
It's somewhere I think.
You said the grassroots.
They need reallocate grassroots efforts
Specifically
to the East Harlem neighborhood.
Oh, is there like any specific area where DB is high?
Where DB is higher? That's a good question.
Fact check.
311?
That statistics for DV is such a hidden thing sometimes.
That makes sense.
Right, so because you can go to PD and ask PD like, hey, what are the statistics for New York City, and like where you see the most calls at, but we know, but it's not really, it's public knowledge, but it's not public knowledge that there are a lot of DV shelters in East Harlem than usually in more other places in Manhattan versus say like Upper West Side. But they're not going to reveal where those locations are to us.
Yeah,
for the safety
for the
of
safety of the
like,
and there's
Right, because you said we want to increase funding.
we want to increase campaigning.
For the first sentence.
yeah, okay, thank you, Marcel, you're doing a great job. Okay, increase funding for educational services.
I thought I double booked something. I was out there painting. I thought I double booked something. I was painting.
Oh.
I thought I had committee tomorrow and then told my It's my CEO that was gonna go with her somewhere. I'm
So how about we just start from here, according to the NYPD, boom,
glad that's for state
then
first.
we'd be like, we are requesting funding.
Oh, you're gonna move it up.
We are requesting increased funding. We can, all right, so I'm gonna read this and then let's rank it real quick. According to the NYPD, we might want to get some updated crime rates, but East Harlem has a violent crime rate of 10.3 per 1,000, nearly double the Manhattan and citywide average of 5.5 and 5.3 respectively. The New York City Mayor's Office to End Domestic Violence and Gender-Based Violence updated report that East Harlem has the highest rates of intimate partner violence in the city. Programs that can provide survivors with resources, support, and safety are critical. Additional funding is necessary for public health interventions that focus on prevention, education, and community-based outreach to help reduce domestic violence in the community, in this community. We are requesting increased funding for emergency services programs such as Safe Horizon, in addition to increasing public awareness through visibility campaigns by reallocating grassroots efforts specifically to East Harlem.
I would say we are requesting increased funding for community-based organizations that provide services for domestic violence victims, such as, but not limited to, Safe Horizon, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, we're gonna.
Great, turn the computer around to him.
Wow.
That was really good.
Thank you, finally, something.
I don't know what y'all thought, chairman, all the work, no, y'all can work.
Well, you was over the time, he was like, okay.
Can you put in new requests as well
For?
for an emergency drop-in shelter or housing? Because if you're in the middle of DB, you're not really checking at all of that for somebody to call to talk to. Like you need to go somewhere. And I don't know if he's following.
Oh, you said drop-in shelter.
So there are some in East Harlem.
We can add that in.
There's many in East
There
Harlem.
are many in East
Like
Harlem.
emergency?
It's just, yeah, for emergencies, it's just that they're not gonna reveal the location.
So how would someone in need know about
So
it?
You gotta call that
you literally have
Safe
to, you literally have to call 911 or 311 to get access to it. Somebody just can't walk in there because of safety reasons.
That makes sense, okay.
So that's something that they would have to mention during these.
During the campaign.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yes.
how you access it.
Yeah.
That's the reason for the campaign. Yes. So people know how to access these types of services. Thank you, Hayward. I appreciate that very much.
Deal is on time. We are increased funding for program visibility.
So while he's retired, we can
We
vote
can
on
We
the
can
rate.
vote on the priority.
Hi.
Is that, okay. I think domestic violence is.
What was the word?
But we also have a violence program.
Including but not limited to.
For enhanced programming to, oh,
Yeah.
sorry, you know how you get used to your own computer?
Yeah.
I'm struggling.
Alright, so are there any changes we want to make to the one about, the one on, 37, LGBTQ community?
I think Hayward's cover is more like dedicated, more focused on the youth aspect of it.
Yeah, but that was Asher was here. Is Ashley on this committee? Yeah, Ashley, it was Ashley.
Ashley mentioned something like that at food board,
Yeah.
last food board.
Shouldn't this be in use though?
Say that again?
Shouldn't this be a request for use?
Well,
Or is it included?
it was a request for youth, but it wasn't, yes, it was a request for youth, but it was made to HRA. It could be made to DYCD. It also doesn't have to be specific to youth. It could be just it could just be general for the LGBTQ community, but the reason I think Ash made that is because they articulated that in East Harlem, it's very hard for folks to get any services up here, and they really have to go out of East Harlem to get any services, especially young people. That was why that was there. So, I'm sorry. Yeah, no. But I think sometimes the other talking.
I was saying to delete the punctuation,
Which one?
I got lost on where.
Oh, yeah, no.
yeah, that was it.
Such as.
Thank you.
Such as.
Idea.
But not, oh, there we go.
Priority, low, medium.
Well, provided that this is an ongoing issue that continually comes to the table, is it fair to mark it as low?
I would say medium.
Yes.
I don't think anything should.
What you said yes to her. Because you said yes.
I'm just saying yes, it's fair.
Yes.
If I was like,
Oh, yes.
Neighbor, as soon as you finish, we're gonna read that and.
Alright, what's that?
Now, I have a question. Is this too different, bro? This wasn't this long, right? So is someone.
it wasn't that
This
long.
was re-articulated. I'm sorry, maybe I was.
No, it wasn't that long.
Developing.
We gonna take, should we keep the public awareness? Or just take it out and just leave it where we're increased funds to community-based organizations around domestic violence services?
Well,
I thought we were talking about
I think the public awareness was important.
keeping it, yeah.
Yeah, keep it public awareness.
Yes, because it lasts.
Oh, this was substance use for LGBTQ specific, very specific for young people. Yes, that was the difference.
So next budget meeting, everyone's gonna do that.
Yeah, I got new rules for it.
Everyone's gonna read it, and I'm gonna have an extended charger.
Did you just say you have new rules?
Yeah, for the
Extended
budget time. Everyone's editing.
We get a writing tool.
Yeah, that's what Google Docs is good for. That's what we need to do. All right, let's keep it
I
moving.
do feel like we need more meetings to discuss these things.
No, we do. This is why, for the rest of the year, we'll be talking about it. So that next year, it's not like this. Now, the only reason it's like this is because we have a brand new community. Yeah, I was hoping we kind of didn't go through it again this year, but we literally have a whole new committee, except for like me, Marcel, and Robin, you know what I mean? So like, literally a whole new committee. So we're back at square one again doing it. So it's a little, yeah, so that's, so, because next year, we're gonna have all of these to wrestle with all year. So by the time we come next year, we're very much informed on how we want to move forward. So y'all don't change committees, please. Because we're gonna be back at this again.
Have you thought about the changes in the charter
For
this budget request?
you mean changing the charter for what?
For the way that you apply for
The way, no, Steve, come on.
No. But all these new initiatives and whatever's gonna happen on the fourth, like have you like the election, we don't know who the next mayor is gonna be. So like, we don't know if, I don't know if we know if this board is in those 12 communities that are gonna be fast track. You know, the fast track housing where they cut everybody out, but
Yes, we need to look into that. I would imagine.
I think you should definitely look into it, there's some changes. And if you should put some padding in there for
I
you.
can't spell them in the book, I just spelled it. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we read that up? And then
Okay.
you can say it.
According to the NYPD, East Harlem has a violent crime rate of 10.3 per 1,000. That was the correct number. Nearly double the Manhattan and citywide averages of 5.5 and 5.3 respectively. The NYC Mayor's Office to End Domestic and Gender-Based Violence, updated 2023, reported that East Harlem has the highest rates of intimate partner violence in the city. Programs that can provide survivors with resources, support, and safety planning are critical. Additional funding is necessary for public health interventions that focus on prevention, education, and community-based outreach to help reduce domestic violence in this community. We are requesting increased funding to the community-based organizations that provide domestic violence services to victims such as, but not limited to, Safe Horizon. Additionally, survivors are often unaware of services amenable.
Does that go, or that just sounds right? There's the word amenable access.
Let me highlight it and finish the sentence.
Thank you, sorry.
It's okay.
It just sounded.
To them, which this proposal is requesting funds to increase program visibility in this community and reallocating grassroots efforts specifically to East Harlem.
Sure.
I think that's the wrong word.
Yeah, you can
I
say
think that's the
it.
wrong word.
Amenable is not the wrong word. It just sounds good as you read it. It's not the right word.
I think it's
Available, yeah. Because I just was trying to be a, you know, a dictionary articulate.
That's why I wanted you to write it, because you had it up there. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. All right,
I
cool.
think
So this
maybe once I get
LGBTQ one is still like, why does it say one?
It seems like it's just more explanation of why the funding, like why the funding is more prioritized to it. Because if you go to the second sentence in the second paragraph, funding should prioritize expanding trauma informed care. That's not.
Okay.
That's not in the first one. It is very long, but it's not broken apart.
I agree. But it was seeming like when you said it was it was a youth service thing, and it triggered me to think when we maybe next year when we do the proposal, when we think about youth services issues but we have to think about it from a health issue. So what's affecting youth? Maybe gun violence, but what's the
cause of
the after effect of gun violence? And then that's what this committee will focus on and getting you connect the dots, because theirs will be more programs like gun violence campaign, gun violence, bring your gun, drop that off, all that good stuff. Where ours would be the recovery aspect of it, which is part of human services.
So then basically all funding baseline for it starts in different committees and it should hit each cycle.
Right, which means the two chairmen should speak to say, okay, we want to focus on maybe gun violence, and then we focus on, okay, we're going to focus on the funding piece for mental health, shelters, or whatever, whatever it is that DMH or other areas offer. And then they focus on the more macro programmatic level of youth services. Which is my specialty. I love it.
Must be offered in addition to existing community safety strategies.
Because I know in East Harlem there's no LGBTQ centers really in East Harlem.
Do you want to read it aloud?
Yeah, please read it out loud so we can say we like it and rank it and move on.
Okay, there is an urgent need for funding to expand and enhance specialized services for the LGBTQ plus community.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can read it now.
That's not the one.
Great. No, that was perfect. I thought you were still up on the one here.
LGBTQ plus community in East Harlem. A community that faces unique challenges related to health disparities, discrimination, and violence. According to a 2022 report by the NYC Comptroller's Office, East Harlem has one of the highest rates of anti-LGBTQ plus hate crimes in the city. In addition, a survey conducted by the NYC Anti-Violence Project 2023 found that LGBTQ plus youth in East Harlem are more likely to experience homelessness and violence than their peers elsewhere in Manhattan, with 40% of respondents reporting housing insecurity and 25% reporting violence based on their gender identity or sexual orientation. Substance use disorders are also disproportionately high within LGBTQ plus communities due to the compounded effects of stigma, discrimination, and mental health challenges. Addressing substance use through targeted mental health services and addiction recovery programs must be a key component for any LGBTQ plus support strategy. We request additional funding to support LGBTQ plus specific services that are critically needed, including mental health support, legal services, housing assistance for at-risk LGBTQ plus individuals, and substance use interventions. Funding should prioritize expanding trauma-informed care, providing culturally competent health care, and increasing access to emergency shelters. Additionally, education and awareness campaigns aimed at reducing discrimination and hate crimes must be offered in addition to existing community safety strategies. developing and strengthening partnerships with existing LGBTQ plus organizations will be crucial in addressing the specific needs of this community. I feel like we're the second to last, the last sentence, addition is redundant. What do you think?
We don't need it. I think it's already too long.
Yeah, I think we can remove that additional
The
part.
first one or the second?
Additional education awareness, I think. Oh, we talking about, no. That's not what I think. I think we need over the top.
It's a different use of the word.
I would say they need we don't have enough LGBTQ centers in East Harlem. I don't see even like that. There's just not many or zero. Most of them have to go. Most LGBTQ have to go way down to the New York City LGBTQ Center to get services, but it's not in their community.
Here's what I say. I think you guys. So instead of saying that are critically needed, that are in East Harlem.
Right.
In East Harlem. In East Harlem. Right. Strategically. Okay, does that strengthen it? I think it does. We request additional funding to support LGBTQ plus specific services that are strategically located in East Harlem, including mental health support, legal services, housing assistance for at-risk LGBTQ individuals, and substance use intervention. I think that's cool.
Keep it at medium, since it's
Yeah. Cool. All right, next one, let's go to the next one. This one doesn't, they don't have actual changes. I'm just gonna ask if we want to let's rank it. This one was provide funding to expand housing assistance, legal aid, and healthcare services for the people who are migrating in. We had changed that language down low, right? Let's update that.
What did we say again?
Residents seeking citizenship.
All right. Can we put otherwise labeled as migrants? So that it's not a confusion in who we're talking about?
In parentheses or?
Yeah, because I get the feeling that a lot of ignorant people.
Or they will.
Yeah,
Play with the wrong.
or do we not? Yeah, I think it's not necessary.
Let's be as specific as possible, so there's no reason for them to not provide the response.
Yeah.
I'm saying not everyone that moves here is seeking citizenship either.
Say that again?
Not
everyone
seeking citizenship.
Yeah, like people that come and move here, don't
Oh,
necessarily.
they may be, okay, great, so let's keep it like that, seeking citizenship. Because but everyone who they would call a migrant is seeking citizenship, right?
Yeah, seeking asylum. Usually.
So how about we say residents seeking asylum and citizenship? Well, everyone who's seeking asylum wants citizenship ultimately.
Yeah,
for the most part. That's an assumption or what? That's the path, I mean, that's what you want.
I don't know, I feel like people are just seeking a safe place to live. It might be temporary, right? They might not be here forever.
So we should
Asylum
say
is
that
temporary.
whether the
Yeah.
Seeking legal status, or former legal status.
temporary or
Undocumented.
Yeah.
You could just say undocumented.
Undocumented residents.
Or undocumented residents.
Okay, undocumented. So we have to change it in the other one.
Yeah, we can just like Command F and go and type in migrant, and everywhere it pops up, just change it.
Control find.
And then wait, say that again?
Yeah, Command F. And
Type
then-
migrant.
And then type in migrant. Yeah, go to those 3 dots right here, and then it'll be like.
Search and
fund.
find.
Yeah, now you can put fund. Everywhere.
Replace
Replace, yeah,
Where
you got it right where you want to
with
replace.
undocumented.
Undocumented residents.
That's it.
So, okay, cool.
Thank you.
Okay, so provide funding to expand housing assistance, legal aid, and healthcare services for undocumented residents in East Harlem. Perfect. Programs should prioritize language access services, mental care, and pathways to work authorization addressing the specific needs of asylum seekers. Collaborations with organizations should be expanded to provide targeted outreach and comprehensive support. Additionally, funding should support vocational training and ESL programs to help.
Why is that big?
Why is this? What?
That's a big
Was
mistake.
this long before? Oh, probably was.
That's a big mistake. No, I don't know.
The document just keeps growing.
It is growing.
It does.
Collaborations with organizations should expand.
I think if you hit where that 6 is, see that 6?
Mhm.
That race, can you get to 6?
No, that's a page.
That's the page. Oh.
Mhm. Oh, it's in the page. That's
Okay.
what that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it's a formatting issue.
All right. Organizations should be expanded to. I need to fill in that. It's so long. Is this already like time? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I think we don't need any of this.
Right,
Or that could preface, or we don't need it. Because I think we could just get right into provide funding to expand housing assistance and legal health care for undocumented people and what the program should provide according to me. Okay, let me try something.
This is gonna stay in bold, the previous, for request 37, are we gonna keep that last paragraph in this,
In
bold?
Yeah, we can. I just wanted to make the request clear. Explanation, according to the NYC Department of Social Services, East Harlem has been one of the neighborhoods most impacted due to its high portion of undocumented residents and its existing shelter and service infrastructure. We request to expand housing assistance, legal and healthcare for undocumented residents in East Harlem. Program should prioritize language access services, mental care, and pathways to work authorization, addressing the specific needs of asylum seekers. Collaborations with organizations should be expanded and additionally. Collaborations with organizations should be expanded to provide targeted outreach and comprehensive support. Additionally, funding should, we already have it. Funding should, we should just say funding should. Go ahead. Sorry, I'll let you. Funding should also support vocational training and ESL to help undocumented residents integrate and find employment. East Harlem has a significant increase in the arrival.
Is that last sentence
preference.
needed?
No, it should be a preference up there.
Yeah, that's it.
It's up,
Yeah.
Sorry, can you just go back a second?
Can't hear you.
Can you just go back for 1 second?
Yes, one second. Right there?
Just at the top of the, where it started. So, where it says, most impacted due to its high proportion of undocumented residents, should it be something about its effect on existing shelter and service infrastructure?
Suggestions?
Chan, do you mind, please? Thank you.
and the effect of its on its existing shelter and,
Say it again.
and the effect on its existing shelter and
And
services.
the effects?
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Okay. Yes. Okay, yeah. Thank you. How we feel about this? See, our brains are working. Sorry, we're straining. We have the finish line. How we rank these?
Medium.
Yeah, I wanna go with medium as well.
Okay, other requests for vulnerable New Yorkers. This is the one for gun violence specifically. Programs should include violence prevention programs for at-risk youth, hiring additional violence interrupters, and such.
I think the verbiage is fine. I think it's just we're switching it from HRA to DYCD.
Good memory.
So work on these things. And can we mark this high? That's okay with you?
Yes,
Yes.
in possession.
Young people say. All right, 49.
I agree with the whole, we need more, markets,
Farmers market.
farmers markets and food pantries. Is it the same?
No.
They're not right, so we should do food, shouldn't it be and food pantries?
Yeah, they're not the same.
So that would, and that's not gonna be 49, it's gonna be, that's the new request. This is just, expanding, food assistance, such as food stamps. What is the funding request for? What is this funding? That's right.
I think it should be, the funding request should be to supplement food resources due to the big nasty bill. That's what we're asking for, because really, it's, I mean, even DOMH sent a thing, DOMH sent, and legal aid have sent out, statements that basically say people are gonna more depend on food pantries, fresh markets.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not fighting to get the funding for it, they're gonna be in all other places,
So.
but where it should be.
For this one, I hate to recommend this, but I think we should remove this one because there's no clear indication of what the funding request for this is. Like,
But did you say that we?
No, that's in a new request. This was an old request from,
The new one.
Yeah, we quick,
Let's go to this new one.
which is this one.
So
The
this is.
expansion, in the Center Hours Farmers Market, and we could include,
We could include SNAP and
well, that's that, but.
And food pantry.
Food pantry.
And food pantry, so we're targeting farmers markets and food pantry, right? So it's not saying like, hey, SNAP, because people are like, oh, I don't have SNAP, right? Don't get me wrong, we got a lot of people who do have SNAP,
Right.
but this is for everyone, right? And looking at the results on the people who did the community needs assessment, this was one of the bigger things, they wanted access to better food quality.
Yeah.
But yeah, cause listen, eggs are,
Okay.
okay, I'm at the food pantry at my job, y'all got leftovers.
The fine fare right there on Madison, I saw eggs $2.99.
Can't even get bacon no more,
How
can't
do
even
we,
look
how
at
do we
bacon.
tell y'all about removing this, for the new one?
I feel like,
Dry cereal.
I don't know how much,
that's,
yeah, I don't know, 'cause SNAP and
Snap.
And if you have boys,
I think we should keep.
oh my god, I
But
feel
yeah,
bad.
but what's the
Cause I can eat a whole
Yeah,
box of
the
cereal
funding
in
request
one
is
sitting,
to
I know they young
increase,
boys, they can eat.
yeah, you're right, what is it?
and that's the only
Give more
reason,
money to SNAP.
yeah, that's the only
So
reason,
then you got.
that's the,
You can,
you
It
can't,
ain't gonna
you
happen.
can't ask for
That
more.
would be a waste of a request.
I mean, but that's, but the thing is, so they're gonna go, oh, that's a state funding thing, and the state has to tie it to federal.
Yeah,
And that's what I'm saying, like, there's no clear indication,
but the
it's just,
farmers think we could get that.
yeah.
That's a little-
but the explanation is, we know that they are reducing the snaps and stuff, so you need food pantries and for.
HRA oversees food pantries in NYC.
Yeah.
So then I guess this one is switching this one from provide and expand and enhance food assistance to include food pantry for this one, since this is already an HRA request. And
So say what, this, okay. But, and if you go deeper, because my organization has a food pantry, and that's one of my departments I oversee, we're actually about to expand. Yeah. But the problem is, this also, the federal government gives a small amount of money for the food, so you also now have, they also have to go to like Community Food Network and the harvest food, who then are reduced, and then getting reduced, and it's a trickle down effect.
Can I make some suggestions? Yes.
You can, yes.
I'll wait until you finish.
No, I don't want, because they may be relevant to here, please.
Their food,
Go for it, please.
community run mobile produce markets.
That could be an option in how you articulate the R markets. Can we write this down?
Senior center food pantries and gardens.
You can use a pen and paper, James.
I don't have it.
Look, I can't prepare.
You got two computers.
I don't want to be mad at you.
Because you know, it also, because these small vendors right out here, these, you know, that's the only access people have to food choices. But with ICE rates continue to happen, those will eventually
But also,
go.
they only accept cash.
They only accept cash because it's under.
Yeah, I know.
But don't, hey, that's our plug now. Get my grapes and them from there. My grapes and bananas.
Yeah, I love y'all, but it's almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's
They made a
almost.
lot of changes, so a lot of those places are taking food stamps now. I know they had a specific card for their needs. A lot of places, maybe we can look into it, or maybe we can position to do it. Because right now, if you like, I would really suggest y'all look into what's really happening. So I would say grab every piece of something you could get. Because I don't know if y'all know, but we're definitely attached to Hudson Yards.
Yes.
So.
So with this rate, for this one for 49.
Unless you are gonna type on that document, do not make any suggestions.
My suggestion is to, because this one.
Make the update, bro. Make the update.
I don't
read it, and then we fine. It is almost 10 o'clock, y'all, so I'm trying to keep all of this chatter to the minimum. I think we have, yeah, I wanna go home.
Yeah, I'm not gonna change anything. It's just mark this as our medium or low, because this is an expansion of the program.
Oh, you say make it low?
Yeah, make this one low, since it's an expansion of a program that's already there, and then, because we have the new needs request for it.
Because it's food.
Yeah, I mean, we should keep all food things.
Yes. Yes, food has to be high.
All right, but so low priority or medium?
I think just add a sentence to say.
Yeah, that food pantry.
Pantries.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking you would do.
So keep the request, add food pantries and make it medium to high.
Thank you. Yeah. While he's working on that, I'm gonna take us to the next one.
Please.
Provide funding to expand caseworkers' availability to meet linguistic cultural needs of the community.
This was the duplicate, right?
This was a triplet. It's already.
That was the one where we're going to combine with 25, maybe 23.
It's such a good idea, we had to say it 3 times.
Yeah, I say we remove it.
I'm gonna go back up now. 50.
Hold on, but isn't this, oh no, I thought this was to give never mind, so.
So this is 50, I think it's 25.
No, we got rid of 25.
I got rid of 25.
23.
23. Okay. So East Harlem.
Bye-bye 50.
50, okay. Expand senior program. Yeah. Okay, bye-bye 50.
I need to go home.
Okay, great. I'm trying to get us out.
I'm used to this. I'm used to this being till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the evening.
All right, so everyone in agreement to arrest him?
I have a first flight out tomorrow morning.
Which one are we ranking? I don't, I'm confused.
Oh, we're not ranking it. Right now, we're gonna,
We're just gonna get rid of 50.
we're gonna get rid of 50.
And
Straight
keep
into
the
the
23.
office.
Yeah, we're keeping.
The sentence I add to 49 was the request to increase funding to provide the expansion and enhancement of food pantries.
Okay, perfect. Yes.
Let's make it high.
Okay, yes, make that high, yes.
Aye.
Okay, the new request, we've already read it. I think we're all on the same page with it. With the farmers markets, I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna, are there any, I think, oh, here's what I was gonna say. I think we should keep up until these bullet points. I think after that, we should, I think that's just like.
A little bit too much and.
All right, so this is high priority?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you add the period after corridor?
Yes, I got you. Oh, he beat me to it.
I got you.
Oh, then you have to add it after all of
The
those.
schedules of development as well.
You go to the next one. I got the period.
Thank you.
So the next one is,
The creation of these safe syringes and needle drop-off boxes. I spoke about this on the last one, but it's the creation of the boxes. Something I didn't get to speak about last time is that technically there is a New York state law that states all hospitals and senior center nursing homes all have a drop-off box, but those drop-off boxes are inaccessible most of the time to the public, right? So take the example of Harlem Hospital, I think I wrote it here as well. Monday through Thursday from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the main lobby, that's when someone can do that. And then Metropolitan is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 3 p.m. But you gotta speak to the police there to even use that disposal box.
Wow.
So it's not
where do we come
convenient.
in?
Yeah, it's not convenient. So where this will come in is to provide these boxes outside of the hospital, right? Make them more accessible, right? So they're anonymous. So it would be, so with these boxes, think of like the mailboxes, right? So they're safe, they're protected. Yeah, so no one can just go in, it's a drop off, you just can't go in there and just
Okay, because that was what I was gonna ask.
so the ideal is to do that. They're in front of the hospital and still remain compliant with the law, right? And then additionally, they can partner with parks, FDNY, and NYPD to put them in front of theirs.
This will be helpful to all those people who are using Manjaro,
Correct.
Ozempic, et cetera.
And that's the focus on it, right? Where the side of it is the other aspect of the drug paraphernalia, right? Someone can just drop their needles off anonymously, right? And they don't have to worry about that. It's a byproduct, and that's why we do it at the other locations as well, in front of parks, fire stations, and NYPD precincts.
Those high traffic areas.
High traffic and safe areas, and then so.
Well done.
Well done. Which ties into
okay, so can you just read back through this, to make sure that it's articulating what you,
Yes, okay.
and it's a clear request.
So the new capital request to help the hospitals expansion of safe syringe and needle drop-off location citywide to provide 24 public access to safe and legal syringe needle drop-off boxes for New Yorkers who use medical needles for personal and family health care outside public access areas of New York City health and hospital facilities, parks, FDNY fire stations and precincts, NYPD and precincts. Across the 5 boroughs. This request seeks funding to install secure syringe needle drop-off boxes at multiple city agency sites to increase accessibility and safety for residents. Currently, most drop-off locations only operate during limited daytime hours, making it difficult for residents who rely on needles for legitimate medical purposes to properly dispose of them. For example, I already told you about the Harlem Metropolitan. Many New Yorkers use syringe dailies for lawful medical needs such as insulin injection for diabetes, hormone therapy, fertility treatment, pet care, and prescribed medications like Ozempic. Despite this, there is no convenient or private way for residents to dispose of used needles outside of those limited hospital hours. Providing secure 24-hour drop-off boxes in accessible public locations will help reduce the numbers of improperly discarded needles in public spaces while giving residents a private and legal outlet for disposal. And bless you. This program will also align with New York State Public Health Law 1389, SVD treatment, disposal of regulated medical waste.
Well done.
Nice, well done. So, are we ranking that?
Aye.
High?
Aye.
Okay, so so what I'm gonna do is,
I need it.
This was literacy, these are one of the ones, okay, this one I'm gonna put as the last one because it's capital, so it's different from the other ones.
Right.
The other ones are requests for programs. So just so that we're not, it's not confusing. Can we read the next new one for me though? That's the one, the address,
How much fun? Too many devices to run.
there you go.
So is this the,
Fund community and school health literacy capacity building.
program to
Yeah, back.
embedded health literacy training into East Harlem schools and CBOs, leveraging existing structures to reduce health complications. A study from Metropolitan Hospital shows that 71% of diabetes patients in East Harlem struggle to understand basic health information like a nutrition fact label. Individuals with low health literacy have higher risk of medical complications. Funding is needed to equip schools and CBOs to provide health literacy education in culturally sensitive manners using plain languages. Residents should be taught how to find and use reliable health information and identify health misinformation. I don't know who created this, but great job.
That's the same thing I said.
Yeah.
You can rank it, let's rank it. Hey,
All new requests are high.
the request itself, how do we feel, we wanna rank that, health literacy, medium?
Medium.
I agree.
The new request for, hey, this is you, Michelle. You gotta start.
This is from before.
Yeah, you gotta just accept them.
Okay.
Alright, cool. So explanation, increased funding is needed for programs that directly address the root causes of severe childhood asthma and provide services to children and families with asthma. In East Harlem, pediatric asthma-related emergency department visits are 2.4 times higher, and hospitalizations are 2.2 times higher than the rest of the city. The crisis is strongly linked to under-addressed home triggers, pests, mold, and poor maintenance. The proposed initiative would scale place-based models. We are requesting money to scale. Is that what we want to say?
Mm-hmm.
We are requesting funding to scale. You want to statistics for the asthma and the environment. Each Harlem reports provide most recent. Okay. I guess this was a data nugget you put in here, Jeanette?
Yeah, I found it online.
Is that how I should have copied it? Is that how you meant for it to read?
Oh, no, I was, actually, I think I might copy the wrong thing. Sorry. Take that out, that's not even the right thing.
So if you were gonna paste that in there, I don't know, because it's missing out. It would be after the first sentence, because you need that first sentence to explain before you go into the data set, right? So. Yeah, increased funding is needed for programs that directly address the root cause of severe childhood asthma and provide services to children and families with asthma. Asthma and the environment and East Harlem reports provide the most recent neighborhood-specific rate, which is 355.8 out of 10,000 for ages 5 through 17, according to 2023. And East Harlem, I would, because we already pretty much said, you don't need to say in East Harlem again. We can just, yeah, oh yeah, I don't have to, yeah. So then pediatric asthma-related emergency department visits are 2.4 times higher, and hospitalizations are 2.2 higher than the rest of New York City. This crisis is strongly linked to the unaddressed home triggers, pest, mold, poor maintenance. The proposed initiative will scale successful base models like the East Harlem Asthma Center of Excellence to conduct target home environments assessment, advocate for repairs, and connect children and families to health and resources. efforts using a similar monitor in Boston have achieved 56% reduction in asthma. I think, so, I don't know who wrote this. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, like, because we already have the East Harlem Asthma Center of Excellence as a model, we don't need the Boston one, because it's something that we already seen success of.
Question. Do you want to address this?
This was the suggestion I made, which you said you were gonna bring up to the other committee for the
Oh, for Echo Dev. Okay, okay, good. So we have it on the other document. So okay, great. So that Marcel, you bringing that to Echo Dev.
Janelle, can you text me that please, dear?
How are we ranking this one, y'all? This is the one about asthma health.
What's your number?
Medium.
I wanna say high.
I wanna say high. Respiratory issues are serious, especially given COVID.
Yes.
Recorded.
More objections? Are there any?
You don't want the whole ultimate
Okay,
number?
great, y'all. So look, we have, hey, Khalid, come on in here, man. He said, "Put it off that desk." Where you at, Khalid?
He's having dinner.
Yeah, Khalid, you over there watching football and stuff, man?
Order takeout.
It's fine, it's easy committee work with you. All right, you're one of those other committees, you have to work all night explaining everything to us.
This is wild. All right.
All right, so we want to, is there, I want to make a motion to accept the budget priorities, the budget requests for fiscal year 27 as we have all agreed upon, which is exactly how it's written on this document, titled Prospective Expense Priority Budget Requests fiscal year 27.
I motion.
Well, I made it.
Oh, you made our second with.
Yes.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, exactly.
You said this.
Just link everything.
Budget requests.
Oh, you could have emailed it, that was easier, I just.
Okay. All right, so Isaac Scott made a motion to accept the prospective Human Services Committee expense priority budget requests for fiscal year 2027. Seconded by?
Chancellor.
Okay, can you do roll call?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So we're not gonna talk about the.
I'm going to table that, don't worry about it, we don't.
Okay, so just one, let me just double check what we have. So we've got Marcel.
Do you need me there?
Hmm?
Do you need me there?
For the festival?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna just, on our way out the door, I'll
Email
talk
me.
about the rest of it.
I don't know, I came late, so did you?
No, we're about to put you, I'm gonna make sure you on now, yeah? Yeah, cause you, Tanya Phelps is.
So we have 8 currently in attendance.
Yeah, we
right?
have 8, so we're good on more or less valid.
Okay, perfect. So we'll need 5 in order for it to pass, okay?
Yep.
So I'll call by name, Marcel.
Yeah.
Does he know? Good. It is excused. Chancellor?
Present.
No, you're.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
I'm so late. Yes.
All this work, you took more present.
Hayward? Presently.
Hayward is hell yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Hayward.
Thank you. Tanya?
Yes. Hayward is like,
Valerie?
Right, this is on you too, man. You going down with us.
Valerie?
You going down with the shit,
Valerie, can you hear us? We're taking the vote to accept the budget request. You're muted if you're trying to speak. Okay, so I'm gonna vote for right now. Janelle?
Yes.
Isaac?
Yes.
And Robin Strauss?
Yes.
You sure?
Positive, no doubt.
Okay. Motion passes.
Hi, I didn't hear my
Yeah.
name. Ada?
Oh.
Ada, so, okay, yes, Ada, let me take a moment. You came on a little bit late. So I was explaining something earlier. I think there's still a bit of confusion with respects to, attendance and being present. Although, and this is why it's confusing, because they tell you to reach out to the committee chair as a courtesy. But I don't have the power to excuse you from being absent on the record. So my saying you're excused is that you provided the courtesy of letting me know that you were not coming. You have to be present, and the only way you're not present is if you have a disability and you filled out the form. So you are here present, participating in the conversation, but you will be marked absent from the meeting unless you have filled out a disability form.
Yeah, I
So I
did
just
look at
wanted
the
to-
form, but you know, I'm away for work reasons, and it didn't seem right to fill out disability form, so that's why I wasn't sure what to do. But I understand.
No, you did the right thing by not lying. Thank you very much. Because there are a lot of people who just go ahead and fill out that form. So thank you. But yes, that is the reality of it. Is that if
All
we're
right.
not sick, we have. Yes.
Question, do we put motion on the table now for next meeting, or what we need to do for next meeting, or we wait
You
till
want to
next
put a
meeting?
motion now?
To vote on an agenda?
What do you want on the agenda? You don't
Well,
need to vote on it, just talk
we
about
don't?
it. No, just talk
Oh.
about it and we add it to the agenda.
For 28 fiscal year,
Uh-huh.
we need to look at what we want, the specific items we want to put on the 28 budget bill. And then also to what advocacy, because I want to do advocacy. So like what advocacy do we want to do for this year, this cycle of like, what we want to allocate for?
So, I kind of mentioned this earlier, but, just one more time, every month we will have district needs conversations and budget at the end of our meeting.
Okay.
That's what we're doing it for, so that we are working every month for next year.
Okay.
So we're not just coming in blind, because we came in blind this year again, right?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So every month for the next, we're gonna be working on specifically our request for fiscal year 28. That's so that we're not coming in like.
You tried great clarity on this one. I voted yes. I voted yes.
I'm gonna table this discussion on the event planning session, but what I will do is I will email you all for your participation. I would like some Human Services Committee members to be a part of the fall festival. It is really just gonna be an event, just like we're not calling it a Halloween event, so it's like a fall festival event. It will be like costumes but it's just a celebration. It's nothing fancy other than that we want to have fun and still bring our resources. So we still will be bringing our providers to like be there. Maybe they'll have on a hat or two or something, and they could, give out resources and candy, whatever. But the goal is still to connect people to resources and to celebrate in its open streets capacity. So I will email you all. I have another planning session tomorrow on my church Zoom. I will follow up with y'all after that. And then y'all let me know how you want to participate. I won't see you guys. I want to say something really quickly to all of y'all on here, just to be transparent with y'all. Two things. One, I will be here on full board meeting because I have to travel to Chattanooga for a world conference where I'm doing a workshop at. So I can't be here for that day out. Jen can't either, who's the vice chair. So I'm gonna either give the report on Zoom or Chance or Haywood can give the report. Right. Exactly. If you guys feel comfortable. Or myself, I actually wanna give opportunity for folks to some leadership opportunities. So if any of you, I won't be there. I'll be there on Zoom. I could give it on Zoom, it's not a problem, but I think Marcel wants to do it. So it sounds like Marcel wants to do it. I think Marcel will be great. Yes.
Quick question. What do we do about the other report, the cover letter for our district meeting?
Thank you for that question as well. I am going to pull that language out, put it in a document, send it to you all so we can, and we're not going to do the whole comments and all that suggestions. If you got some language you want to add in there, add it. I'm going to like take the final last look at it. I'm not going to take anything out. I'm just going to make sure it reads well. Okay. So we're going to work on that too. But that, yes. The actual thing I wanted to say to y'all was that I want to be really transparent with y'all, please. I know we're on the record, so I'm saying keep it to yourself, but everybody don't watch our meetings, so they're probably not gonna know. I was nominated for a chair position, right? I'm going to accept the nomination and I will run for the chair position. I'm telling y'all that because we here are making plans for months to months to months, right? So I don't want to, like, yo, we're just making plans and you're not even chair no more. So I just, best case scenario, I end up being the chair of the full board. Worst case scenario, we're still here working on this. So I just wanted to let y'all know that so that if there is a transition in this leadership seat, y'all heard it first from me. Secondly, as much as I have the power, if I'm not holding this seat, I will make sure that the person who is holding the seat is already on this committee and is already doing this work and understands the work that has been started. So I can't make any promises. Obviously, I'm just being transparent with y'all about what I'm going to do, so y'all know. So plan accordingly, because this work is not contingent on Isaac's participation. This is the committee's work. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm sorry, Sonia, I know you want to go.
I got little kids. I gotta get to. I'm sorry. Have a good night, everybody.
Can that last vote count as our vote out?
If you would like to.
Great.
Yeah, if you have no objection to adjourning.
Nope, we're adjourned. Meeting is adjourned at 9:51. Thank you guys very much.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Get home safe.
Everybody, hearing all this stuff. Thank you.
Yeah.